Steve Kerr wants somebody to come up top. He's jumping up and down in midcourt. He says, Draymond, go screen for Curry. He does. Curry gets Herter, takes a three. Good! It's good! Timeout, Sacramento!
Oh, we got a lot more of that, Spinoni. We got a lot more of that. Oh, wow. It's a big story.
Wow. Do you see that?
Yeah, Josh Allen beat. Well, yeah, they were talking about it yesterday. By the way, good morning, everybody. Everybody in the league, we're talking about Josh Allen possibly having Tommy John surgery. He's being evaluated for a UCL injury in his right elbow. And if that is the case, bye-bye, Buffalo.
I watched that game because it was in the red zone.
Yeah, same here.
And right after that play, he threw an 80-yard ball in between the numbers.
Yeah,
but
he kept grabbing his right elbow. He kept grabbing the right elbow.
It looked like a pitcher. Wow, that's crazy. All right, we'll get into the Warriors. That breaking news, it looks like Josh Allen has a UCL injury.
And if he's out, he's out. That stinks for the league. That stinks for the Buffalo Bills.
My fantasy team.
Yeah, my fantasy. I got two. I invested twice in the Josh. That would destroy me in 2 leagues where I'm in a hunt for championships. That would destroy me, but it's not about fantasy. I just want the kid to get right. 888-957-9570. Already see the lines blinking here. You know what we're talking about today. And I know we got Baldy at 7:30. We're back to moving to tomorrow. No joke.
I'm kind of with that.
Because we got problems out here at Golden State. The Warriors win last night, 116-113. Steph Curry drops 47 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. An iconic performance. But again, the problem is the bench. The bench. And it starts with Jordan Poole. So, folks, we can't play James Wiseman this morning. Can't play Big Wise.
Well, can we? Let me get in here, and I want to start right here. We can talk about what they were till we're blue in the face. Last year, they were the champs, right? Everything fell in order. They seized the moment, however you want to describe it. They blended multiple timelines. There was ascension of certain players. Felt like we drew back in time on other guys, but they threaded the needle. I mean, they really threaded the needle. This is a team that played 6 seconds together in totality when it comes to the core of who ended up winning it all in the regular season. And then it somehow all worked in the playoffs, even though it was the weirdest path ever with Steph Curry coming off the bench. I'm looking at this team right now. It feels to me like this is the final embers of what was a championship core. I'm not saying that they can't turn it around. I'm not saying that they can't make moves. I'm saying as they're currently constructed, we got issues.
Yeah, as they're currently constructed. I will say the starters are not the issue. Starters are not the issue. As soon as that bench came into the game, you can't unsee it. 16-2 run by the Sacramento Kings in the first quarter. You give up another 30-burger in the first quarter. You give up 67 in the first half. And as much as we want to look at the bench, or the starters getting long in the tooth, look, we're going to get to Klay Thompson because I got some thoughts on Klay Thompson. I've got some thoughts on Andrew Wiggins.
Interesting.
I've got thoughts on Stephen Curry.
How about Draymond?
I got thoughts on Draymond Green.
He looked exhausted last night.
He gave you everything he had. By the way, good morning to everybody out there on YouTube.
Drive safe, people.
Good morning, everybody out there on the roadways. Please drive safe. Don't drive like me.
I almost got in multiple accidents because I was hydroplaning. I had somebody riding me. And there's nothing worse than you're in a low-profile car and there's someone behind you in an SUV with the brightest lights possible shining off your side mirrors.
Well,
please don't be that person.
Well, I had the Prius cut right in front of me without turning on his turn signals. It's like, dude, get a clue. And it's always the Prius. It's always the Prius driver.
The Prius?
Oh, the Prius drivers are the worst.
I didn't even notice this.
Oh, they're the worst. I have a real issue with Priuses.
Have you seen the South Park episode?
No.
With the Priuses?
No.
From San Francisco? Oh, they like to sniff their own stuff.
They do. I believe that.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I don't even need to watch that cartoon to know, or that episode to know that Priuses sniff their own stuff. Elitism. Can't stand a Prius. Anyway, good morning, everybody out there getting off work. If you're getting off your graveyard shift, truck drivers, good morning to Twitch, the Xfinity Mobile text line, and guess what? The YouTube chat is back.
Oh, is it?
The YouTube chat is back.
Uh-oh.
And it's good to have them back.
Thank God.
Trust me, I missed you guys.
We all did.
I missed the haters. I missed the players. I missed everybody in there.
I would like to start here. Steph Curry.
Yeah, I want to start positive. Get the lines light up. Let's get these calls in.
It was a once-in-a-generation moment for Steph Curry last night. I mean, he was on pace for 50 and dragged this team all the way to the finish line. And yet I'm watching him. It was the most joyless 50-point effort that I've seen since the finals.
Well, yesterday we were discussing, and I asked Festus and Billy about this.
Yes, what they said.
Off air. The bench.
Yeah.
When Steph Curry's cooking, where's Mo Spates at? Where's JTA, Damian Lee? They win the game, and guys just walk on the court like, whatever. And this is why last week when we started the conversation, there may need to be a shakeup. Not with the core, because I think the core is fine. Now, we got issues with Clay. We got issues with Poole. We're going to address them all.
Yeah, I have a theory that I want to float by you.
We got issues with these guys. Clay on the perimeter guarding. Again, he's a post defender right now. His legs are not under him.
He's a stretch four.
His legs are not under him. Malik Monk blew by him all night long.
Which was sad to see.
It was very sad. He can't guard right now. He didn't play 5-on-5. Did he cheat the process? Did he scrimmage? He didn't scrimmage. I don't know what else to say. The shot is still there. I believe the shot will come, but they're all short right now. He doesn't have his legs right now. Andrew Wiggins needs to be the second option in the fourth quarter. You saw what happened in the fourth quarter yesterday. 5 for 5, 3 for 3 from the three-point line, 13 points. Steph and Wiggins scored 30 in the Warriors, 37 points in the fourth quarter.
And it felt like Wiggins had opportunities to kick it to the corner to Klay Thompson. Was like, I'm taking this.
Wide open shots.
What?
Wide open shots, though.
No, those
and Clay
great
was
shots
ice cold.
for Wiggins. I'm just saying, like, my brain, old Warrior teams are like, throw it to Clay. And now it's like, no. Wiggins, take that shot.
Nah, Wiggins needed to take that
Hell
shot.
yeah, he needs to take that shot.
He needs to be
I'm glad
aggressive.
they found that fourth quarter scoring.
But I'll say this. You got a damn win.
Oh.
And when you're on a 5-game losing streak,
No doubt.
you'll take a win.
No doubt.
And what we witnessed last night was greatness at the age of 34 in his 14th season. He said, basically, we're not losing this game. We're not losing this game. They're down 9 going into the fourth quarter. You're thinking, boy, how are they going to pull this out? Fox is rolling. Monk is rolling. Kings are feeling good. Mike Brown stomping up and down the sidelines. And Steph happened. You get the switch on a quarter, and he's saying, let's go for this dance. The fadeaway in the lane, right there at the end of the game. The threes at the top of the key, 7 threes and all. Again, folks, 47 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. This guy is 8 30-point games to start the season. 8
How about
30-point games to start the season.
He gets the ball in the corner and is dribbling around, and they're not fouling him. And I'm like,
well, the end of the game.
What are the Kings doing?
Let's go back to that. Because the Kings, they're down 1. They're down 1.
I don't understand what they were doing.
I don't understand what the hell they were doing either. They had a chance to foul Draymond Green.
Yeah.
And what was it, about 10 seconds left?
Well, they ran a play where Curry gets it. He's coming down the lane. He throws to Wiggs. Wiggs throws it right back to him on that play. And I thought they were going to foul Wiggins, and I thought they were going to foul Steph, and they didn't.
And none of those guys wanted the free throws.
No.
They wanted nothing to do with the free throws.
Speaking of free throws, 81% right now for Jordan Poole. We'll get to that.
We're going to get to Jordan Poole. We're going to get to Jordan Poole. But Steph Curry, and you saw that he had it rolling early. He hit his first 7 shots.
Oh, he was on
like,
fire.
damn, he's on fire.
Yeah.
27-15 lead, and the Kings go immediately on a 16-2 run. But Steph kept these guys in the game. He had 30 by the end of the third quarter. 30 for 30 by the end of the third quarter. And it's just one of those moments and one of those performances. I don't care if it's against Sacramento. I don't care if it's a Taiwanese Leopards where Dwight Howard's going to play basketball. He's going to Taiwan.
I didn't even know. I didn't.
So instead of mentor James Wiseman, he's going down to Taiwan.
Oh,
all right.
The Leopards.
He's going to be a Leopard.
I didn't even know. Okay.
Yeah. So Steph Curry yesterday we need to appreciate what we have here. One of the best athletes we've ever seen in the Bay Area. To do what he did to lift this team up. No bitch, because the bitch gets outscored. What was it, 45-16? What was the bitch points?
If you had told me it was 60-0, I'd have believed you.
Yeah, it was bad. Steph Curry. Steph Curry's not slowing down.
No, but Monte, we've had all these discussions about contracts and all the old guys and who do you keep and who do you not keep and who's going to age well and who's not going to age well. Can we all admit? What is he's 34, you said?
34, 14th season.
He's the outlier. Like, there's a handful of them in the league. Chris Paul's gone back to the well in terms of the youth rejuvenation. LeBron James clearly has it. But, Curry is the outlier, okay? I'm looking at it this way. And look, people can say they have their own opinions. I'm here for anything. I want to listen to everyone's discussion. Bonte, this team looks broken. You can tell me that the starters have all these great net ratings and blah, 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 blah.
I don't want to hear that.
But here's the thing. it's not like they play their starters exclusively in the 5-6 minutes to end the game. So this starter narrative, I don't buy, because that's not their closing. That's not their automatic closing lineup. Like, if they ran traditional and they always, the starters, and then we go to the fourth quarter, and when it's nut cutting time, we're going to go back to our best five, and that's what we're going to play. We don't even know who their best five is right now, and that's my big problem. Like, I throw up Curry's awesome. Okay, throw him aside. I have no idea what I'm getting from Draymond in terms of focus, energy. Is he lethargic? Is he motivated to play this team tonight? Klay Thompson, he hits a couple shots early, then he goes into Chuck mode. And defensively, he stays in front of Fox on one possession, then gets cooked for the next 4 by Fox and Malik Monk. Like, I'm sorry, that is impossible for me to unsee. The other thing is, I'm not sure, and I'm not sure Jordan Poole and Klay can coexist right now. There's something going on when they're on the court together. And then I look at the young guys, and they're not playing. So I just say to this organization, you have got to figure out what you want. And I don't think they know what they want. Are you trying to win another championship right now with Steph Curry? Or are you trying to figure it out on the fly? Because it feels to me like they're trying to figure it out on the fly, and we're going off past achievements, and I don't think that's going to float for right now.
Well, you can go with the starters, but you need a bench. And I was thinking about this last night driving home. When you think about all the NBA championships and all the NBA champions, look at the Warriors last year, veteran bench. You look at the Miami Heat with the Heatles, veterans on that bench.
Well, and they also had no money and no draft picks, but yes.
But veterans on that bench.
Yeah, Mario Chalmers.
Forget all the salary stuff for a second and whatever the money, salary cap, we all know that. The Warriors didn't have no money last year. All right? They had to go mid-level and veteran minimums and all that stuff. That's how you usually roll when you have a championship team. San Antonio Spurs, veterans on the bench. LA Lakers.
Yep.
With Shaq and Kobe and later on with Kobe. Veterans on the bench. And one thing we overestimated was that Kuminga, Wiseman, and Moody would be ready to roll and replace GP2, Otto Porter Jr., Bielitsa. We thought that Lamb, I didn't know about Lamb. Lamb getting minutes over Jonathan Kuminga is criminal to me.
But this is what you get when Kuminga goes out there. You get a great dunk,
right,
and then some horrific defense.
8:57, he plays in the first half, doesn't sniff the court in the second half.
Which makes no sense to me.
So you gotta have the dilemma here. You're right. And this is why last Monday, when you're looking at this road trip, and if they're continuing to float, they're 4-7 now. They could just get to 500, and they're around 500 by the deadline. I think Bob Myers, Joe Lacob, Steve Kerr are going to have a conversation, and they're going to have to think about some things.
Well, if you're not going to play the young guys, then they actually have to go. Like that's if that's what you're committed to, you're just going to play Anthony Lamb, and you're going to play what's his face, Ty Jerome.
Ty Jerome.
Well, okay, if you're going to play those guys, well then admit that where you are right now. Then you're not going to play the youngsters. Then you need to trade them and get something that can help you. That's where you're at.
That's a great point. A veteran bench in the NBA is like a great bullpen in Major League Baseball. You need a great bench to win, like you need a lights-out bullpen like the Houston Astros. It's truth to that. You need vets on that bench, and right now they don't have any vets. Jordan Poole's a leader. He's at his fourth year, and he's trying to find his own shot, and he's in a funk. 4 shots from Jordan Poole? Well, he looks swaggerless right now.
100%.
And defensively,
100%.
He's getting cooked. Offensively, he's not finding his shot. I don't know what's going on with Jordan Poole. Don't know. But Steph happened. And Steph saved the day. And as long as you have Steph Curry, you got a damn shot.
Yeah, but last night, the way that played out, that's unsustainable moving forward.
No, it is.
Like they need more contributions across the board. Look, we can ignore the money that's attached to it and the sentiment from prior. Is Klay Thompson playing like a player who's worthy of 30 minutes a night and 18 shots?
Who else are you going to play?
No, I'm asking out loud.
Who else are you going to play, Shasky? You keep harping on Klay Thompson.
Because Klay Thompson's making a ton of money.
Klay Thompson's not good. But Klay Thompson is going to be there at the end. He's got a proven track record. The guy didn't play preseason. What you want him to do? Go out there and just lollygag and get exercise? I want him to not
leave his feet and throw it into the abyss because he was a champion before.
He's getting great looks. He's getting great looks. There's a couple times he gets contested shots. For the most times, those are looks you live with. What do you want to do? Trade Klay Thompson?
I
Want to
think
move off of it?
what I'm saying right now is
You want to put him on the bench? You want to put him on the bench? Who do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you
want
what
to
I
start
would do.
Moses Moody?
No. What I would do is I would say to myself, look, you have one of two options. Either you continue to trot Klay out as a perimeter defender and get cooked, or you accept the reality. He's a stretch 4 now. He's a 3. He's a stand in the corner guy. When he has to put the ball on the floor, he is not effective. Every single time he puts the ball on the floor, he's either turning it over, taking a bad layup. It's just that's what he is. And so you're either going to have to adjust his role, or you do have to move him and staple some of the rookies to him. Like, you cannot continue to keep doing what he's doing.
Klay Thompson's the least of your problems. It's not your problem. Jordan Poole's your problem. Kuminga's your problem. Wiseman's your problem. The Draymond situation is the problem. Klay Thompson will be fine. Klay Thompson will be fine.
I think he's
you guys did the same thing last year.
I think he's playing bad basketball.
That's who Klay Thompson is.
What?
Klay Thompson's always played like
this.
this.
He's the guy who said when Kevin Durant got here, I'm not taking any step back.
Yeah, he said, I'm not sacrificing.
This guy last night.
I'm not sacrificing S. And you know what? He didn't sacrifice S, and it netted you 2 damn championships.
Last night, final 6 minutes, was he a positive or a negative?
On the plus minus?
No, just in general, watching him on the court.
Okay. I mean, he's struggled.
But
he's
that's
struggling
my
right
point. You're
now.
not
He's 6
winning
of
a
18.
championship when your 2 highest paid of the 4 best players on the team, your 2 guys are giving you inconsistent performances. Draymond and Klay Thompson, their ineffectiveness, you can't just like pivot to the young people. Yes, they're a part of the problem, but it's also Dre and Klay. Like, let's address the reality. Those guys are not as great as they used to be.
Draymond's playing fine, and we know they're not as great as they used to be. We know that. We know that. That's what happens with Father Time. You just said it. It's an outlier.
Your role needs to evolve.
His role is evolving.
What is his role?
We're figuring out that he can't guard on the perimeter.
The fact that we can't even have a realistic discussion, I feel like
we can't.
This you're feels like, because I feel like the fan base is the same way.
No.
He's a champion. Look what he used to do.
It's not that.
Look what he's doing now. He got cooked by Kevin Huerter last night. He got cooked by Malik Monk. These are 6th and 7th guys in the league.
Kevin Huerter did not cook him. Kevin Huerter scored 11 points.
He fouled him 3 times on the final play.
So they didn't call it.
This team has major issues. They're not winning anything.
Klay Thompson's not number issue. He's not even one of your top 4 issues.
Then what are the top 4 issues?
I'll tell you right now. The youngsters, Wiseman, Kuminga, Poole. Those are big-time issues.
I agree with.
Big-time issues right there.
And Kuminga played how many minutes last night?
As a team, he played in the first half.
Okay.
And he was a minus 17 in the plus-minus. I don't even look at the plus-minus. But a blind guy could see that Kuminga's not helping the team.
No, I agree with that.
And then you got Klay Thompson playing with these guys, and it's like, well, it's Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Ty Jerome, Kuminga. You got to suffocate Klay. Klay's like, well, damn, we're not getting any offense from anybody. Well, you know what? I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot because nobody on this roster can shoot with the second lineup. This second lineup is a joke. It's a joke right now.
Yeah, but then you have Wiggins and you have Steph on the floor, and they're playing well, and Klay's still doing erratic things. Look, we love Klay. This pains me to say this out.
Erratic things? What are you talking about? He's missing
shots. He
leaves
his feet, and he's throwing it into the abyss.
He's missing shots.
I don't know. I think we love the guy.
So what do you want to do? You want to put him on the bench?
I think you need to. Everything needs to be on the table.
Oh my God!
Everything needs to be on the table.
Put Klay Thompson on the bench on this team.
What I would do is
that's asinine.
That's not asinine. I would have legitimate conversations.
So who are you going to start?
I would staple the youngsters with Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and send them away. If you want to win a championship right now, you cannot have a guy making $40 million a year, playing 30 minutes a night, who has no perimeter defense.
So you want to trade Draymond? You want to trade Klay? You want to staple the youngsters? I think everything should
be on the table. This team has major issues.
All right.
You cannot tell me what you're watching last night is a sustainable winning product.
I never said that.
Moving forward.
I never said that. I
love Klay. You're making it out like I'm trying to run the guy out of town.
No. You've been doing this since.
Is I'm assessing a guy who is
turning
clearly
red because
struggling.
you were doing this last year. He got off to a cold start, and you guys were all talking about, oh man, put him on the bench. Put him on the bench. You guys all panicked. You panicked with 30 games left.
I don't think it's panicking. I think it's assessing the reality of where he's at in his career.
Oh my God! All right, 888. Hey, we're gonna get to everybody. It's gonna be a fun show. Hey, I'm telling you right now, Lutman, move Baldy to tomorrow. Gus, Nick, Tim, Layla, Anthony, we're getting to y'all. We got things to talk about here on the Morning Roast. That's coming up. Brought to you by Vote Yes on Proposition 31.
Yes on Prop 31 means protecting our kids from nicotine addiction. Vote yes on 31. Ad paid for by Yes on Proposition 31. Committee to Protect California Kids, sponsored by nonprofit health organizations. Committee major funding from Michael R. Bloomberg.
Today, Warriors GM Bob Myers joins Steiny and Guru at 1 for the executive show.
Yeah, you guys are all great. Come on. You're all great. Guru's, Guru's great too. Don't you love that guy's passion? Guru too. Yeah, come on.
Hell yeah! Hear Bob Myers today at 1. Right here on 95.7 The Game.
Kirby, it's your driveway mechanic, and they bring the shop to you. And our friends over at Kirby just won the Motor Top 20 Award for innovation. Brakes and tire replacements, oil changes, and more. And they've added Kirby's eco-friendly wash. Barely uses any water and makes your car look brand new. They use biodegradable products that provide the ultimate shine and protection to both the exterior and the interior of your car, all in the ease of your driveway. The ultimate convenience, easy booking, transparent pricing, on-time arrival, service in your driveway. No waiting rooms, no coordinating rides, direct access to your mechanic. Friendly, reliable service, no middlemen, and no upsells. Get $50 off your first oil change with the code OIL50. That's OIL50. Or use the code JOEWASH to get a free sealant treatment with the purchase of Kirby's eco-friendly wash. Check out Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com.
This football season, adopt a new tradition that's sure to turn fans into family. The Jim Beam Highball. That's beam and soda over ice with a lemon slice. Share one at the stadium or make one at home. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2022, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
No one knows where this market will go. Things could change tomorrow, next week, or next month. At Merrill, we've been here before, and history shows this is the time to stay focused on your future. Because through every market, the bull will always have your back. Find an advisor in the Bay Area at ml.com/bullish.
Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do?
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor. Member SIPC, a wholly owned subsidiary of Bank of America Corp.
With energy bills as high as they are, proper weatherproofing is essential. If you're working with a client to upgrade or build a new home, be sure to visit Golden State. They partner with respected brands such as Owens Corning, James Hardy, and Boral Siding. They're a great option for a comfortable home with lower energy bills. Start at goldenstatelumber.com. Building better in the Bay Area since 1954. Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just one dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability, and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
The following is an attorney advertisement. If you get sidelined by a workplace injury, the workers' compensation attorneys at Boxer & Gerson can help get you back in the game. Our team of skilled attorneys will fight by your side for the treatment and compensation you deserve. We care about justice for injured workers. That's what makes us Northern California's premier workers' comp law firm. Call Boxer & Gerson at 510-345-2341 or visit boxerlaw.com for a free consultation. Boxer & Gerson, your life is worth the fight.
Attention! Did you or a loved one live at or near Marine Base Camp Lejeune in North Carolina between 1953 and 1987? If so, listen closely for this important legal announcement. From 1953 to 1987, Marines and their family members at Camp Lejeune drank water that was contaminated with hazardous toxins. The toxins found in the water at Camp Lejeune may cause health issues, especially later in life. Types of health issues associated with water at Camp Lejeune are numerous. If you or a loved one lived near Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation without going to court. Even if you were turned down in the past, a new law can allow you to file a claim today. If you or a loved one spent time near Camp Lejeune, call the Negligence Network to find out if you're eligible for financial compensation. There's no fee unless we win your case. Call 1-800-700-4333. That's 1-800-700-4333. 1-800-700-4333.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. See better and stay safe on the road with our visibility event. Right now, you can earn up to $20 in bonus rewards when you buy a pair of Rain-X Quantum Wiper Blades and Sylvania Silverstar Ultra headlights. Take advantage of the rewards from October 31st until November 13th, in-store or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Offer available to AutoZone Rewards members.
Warriors up 3. Fox will throw it in at the far hash mark. Monk sprints to the corner. Herter comes out by the sideline. Shoots over Thompson. Blocked. Herter thought he got fouled. He's screaming at Pat Frayer. So is Sabonis. The Kings don't get the call. The Warriors exhale here at Chase Center. They get a win.
This is Klay Thompson, and you are listening to the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. It better not be roasting me if I'm giving them all these intros.
Clay, I can't speak for my co-host. I still got your back.
Let's have a realistic discussion.
Hold on.
So
I want to talk about that final play. I want to talk about that final play. Clay fouled Horter. 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. He fouled him. But you know what? Steph got fouled in Miami. They overturned it. So you know what? Sucks to be Sacramento.
Yeah, and Steph should have had an and one on another one.
White Brown was saying it last night. You know, just because we got Sacramento Kings on the uniform doesn't mean we should get a bad whistle. Sucks.
So look at the beauty of Steph and Clay, the old Steph and Clay, was that Steph was obviously at times a really bad defender. I thought he's turned himself into a better defender. It's still probably not a plus defender by any means, but the beauty of having Klay Thompson was a bigger body who could stay in front of perimeter players, right? That was the beauty. That's the defensive side. Right. So they could do a lot in terms of schematics, and then you had guys like Iguodala or Harrison Barnes or whomever. Wiggins is kind of fallen into this role where they can guard either your best perimeter 2, 3, 4. Like they can do a lot of different things. Draymond, you could throw on bigs at times, and he could be a little more versatile. Draymond doesn't guard point guards the way he used to earlier in his career.
No doubt.
That's evolved, right? He's more of
although late in the game last night,
he did a great job.
On De'Aaron Fox. In situational basketball, last 4 minutes, last 3 minutes, Draymond can still guard elite players, and he did that last night with De'Aaron Fox.
He did. And even Clay had 2 different opportunities guarding De'Aaron Fox. Tough shots that De'Aaron Fox, one of them he missed, one of them he hit. I thought he did good defense.
So it's still there. At times, Klay Thompson can still lock and trail, stay on his defender.
But that's not
48 minutes.
He could still.
48 minutes. He's not going to do that.
No.
We got to understand. He couldn't do it last year.
That's my
He's probably
point.
not going to do it this year. And the fact is, he's still in preseason mode with the legs, even though the minutes restriction has been lifted. You don't play 5-on-5 in the summer. You play in one preseason game, all right? You play in one preseason game, and then you're looking at him like trying to figure it out, trying to hit him. The problem with Klay Thompson is, because I admit, he's not guarding at an elite level. Those days are done. Those days are done.
See, this is the thing.
At times he can, like Draymond.
For a possession here and there. But
That's
to
what I'm
think
saying.
that it's sustainable throughout the 30 minutes that he's out there, it's just not going to be that way.
So he's not that same player. I admit that. I've already admitted that. He's not that player defensively. He may never be that player after
I don't think it's
gruesome
coming back.
injuries. But at times he can still play defense. He still has an IQ to play good team defensive basketball. Andrew Wiggins is that guy now who's going to guard Fox, who's going to guard guys in hell. I don't even know if he can guard at that level that Klay used to guard at. I don't know that. I don't think
that's coming back.
I don't know that with Andrew Wiggins, though. Andrew Wiggins, Wiggins Island. He's not playing the same defense that he played with last season.
But I also think that Wiggins, I believe Wiggins can do more on the defensive side, but now we're asking him to carry more on the offensive side. So he's taking a little hit there. I mean, I'd like to see him do more offensively. But I'm looking at this team, and again, I know I sound dramatic this morning, but what I'm saying is the way that they are right now, the 15 guys that they have, this isn't working. I see this clear as day. So if you're not going to move off of any of the core guys, you're just going to be rearranging the bench. And that's fine. And I know that people think that the bench getting fixed is going to be a good step forward. And I agree. But I still think that they have bigger issues. And I look at their offense down the stretch. And if you're going to play Kevon Looney, because he is one of your best 5 guys right now, like there's no other way around it. He is. And if you're going to play Draymond, and you're going to play Clay and Wiggins and Steph, and those right now are the best 5 out there, because Poole's defense and offense does not warrant him to play. We'll get to him in a second. They're too one-dimensional offensively to close games. Steph save us. Wiggins hit a bucket. That's about it. And I just feel like something's got to change.
I did see though some good offensive basketball. The fake dribble handoff by Draymond Green going in for the dunk.
Yes,
creating for Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
and when you have the ball in Steph Curry's hands at the end of the game, you're going to create open shots for others. The gravity of Steph Curry is a real thing. It's a real thing, which is why Wiggins was wide open on those 3-pointers. Wide open.
And he hit some big ones.
And he nailed them. 5 for 5 in the fourth quarter, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. 13 points for Andrew Wiggins. Klay Thompson, he missed some wide open shots. Watch the game over, folks. He missed some wide open shots that I believe he will hit. He will find those legs, and he will hit offensive basketball. Can he get back to being the defender that he was? I don't think so. I don't think those days are done. Can he guard in the post? I think so.
Yeah, see, that's where I would agree with you.
And that's fine.
But
he did that.
But so where I'm going with this is, and I'm glad you bring that up, because I do think he can guard in the post. But then that puts him more in the 4 role, right? I'm not saying specifically because it's positionless basketball. But what ends up happening is you're one perimeter defender short. That's what it feels like to me when I'm watching this
then
team.
Your boy Jordan Poole needs to step the hell up and guard.
Now we're here. Jordan Poole is
That's
playing.
what needs to happen, Chasky.
Beat Jordan Poole.
Klay Thompson, I know what he's done, and I know what he's going to do. Jordan Poole needs to step up his game. $123 million. And this guy can't guard a chair.
He needs to shoot more.
He can't guard a chair, Shasky.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. But he's also not making $40 million this year, right? The guy who's making $40 million this year and made 80 the last 2 years is Klay Thompson.
Well, that contract was based off of, we thought it was just going to come back from an ACL injury. Then you tear Achilles. And we were wrong.
And
so that's tough.
To be fair to them,
that's tough.
Everyone was going to give him that contract after the first injury.
I'm paying the guy Jordan Poole when the money kicks in next year. Do I have faith in Jordan Poole guard next year?
Bonte,
he is light years away from being a good defender.
They're both issues right now. And Jordan Poole, to me, is, yes, undeniable. First off, he cannot play in the closing lineup because he can't guard anyone. And then number 2, offensively, he's over-dribbling, turning it over, leaving his feet, throwing into no man's land, not shooting. He's also horrible. We're talking about 2 of the most important players on the team right now. They're playing erratic at best.
Clay, I feel better about. I still got, even though it wasn't efficient, I still got 18 from Clay. I got 4 points from Jordan Poole last night against the Sacramento Kings.
Jordan Poole's horrific.
All right? That's the problem. That's the problem. That's problem number 1 right now.
You think he's the number 1 problem on the team?
Absolutely. Look at him. Look at him.
He's the number 1 problem
Look
on
at
the
him
team.
right now. Look at him right now.
I put him, Dre, and Clay all in a bucket together.
Let's go to Layla real quick in Detroit.
I put
Layla,
them all
what's
in a
happening?
bucket together.
Layla, what's happening?
Hi, okay, Butcher, you have to calm down. This is the thing. Clay, like Bonte said, Clay did not play any this summer. Clay has proven when it matters, he's going to hit the shot, he's going to come through. Until these young guys prove to me what Draymond, Steph, and Clay has done for the Warriors, I don't want to hear anything about getting rid of Draymond and getting rid of Clay, because Clay is still averaging more points than Jordan Poole and anyone else that's coming off that bench. Until those young guys can do what he's done and do what Draymond has done, we're not getting rid of anyone. And they don't need to go anywhere. The young guys need to step up. They need to admit that maybe they made a bad move on Wiseman, or maybe it's time to let go of Wiseman and move on. If they want to win more championships, maybe it's time to move on from Wiseman and get someone in there that can guard in the paint and help protect the paint and do what they need to do. Kuminga IQ is not there yet.
Nope.
He doesn't know
Nope.
where to be at times and what to do at times, and it's taking him longer than people thought to come along. But Clay has not played all summer long.
Yeah, but why is that? I get it. I know he's coming back from multiple injuries. We thought that they could afford to figure it out early on in the season. I'm looking at this team right now. They look like a play-in team. The team that I'm watching right now looks like a play-in team. They can ill afford to have Clay figure it out. And it's not just him. Jordan Poole as well. Figure it out at the beginning of the year. Like, they don't have the cushion that they had last year. We have issues.
We're 11 games in. I refuse to panic.
I am.
I'm refusing to panic. I ain't going to panic. But damn it, I'm running hot now. Now we got action on the morning roast. Gus, Nick, Anthony, we're going to get to you all. The core is not the problem. It's we overvalued the youngsters and thought they would be ready to go. And obviously Steve Kerr is telling us all they're not ready to go. My question is, how's Wiseman's going to get better on the bench? He got a DNP yesterday. How's he going to get better on the bench? He's not. Is a G League stint going to help him? I have no idea. I have no idea.
If you're not going to play any of the youngsters, if you're not going to play any of the youngsters, then they all need to be traded. Like I'm pivoting to that point of view right now. Like, okay, we're in year 2 for most of these guys, 3 for Wiseman. If you're not going to play them, then you do need to staple them to other contracts and move them. Like that's where we're at.
All right, more coming up on the roast. Your phone calls brought to you by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. And Fremont Bake, full-service baking, no compromises.
The holidays are coming, as though that's a big deal. So you should shop at the 95.7 Merch Shop. Not for other people. Let's face it, if you're listening to us, you don't have any friends. So just buy for yourself. The 95.7 Merch Shop. It's cheap, and no one will ever see you wear it.
AT&T Fiber presents a straightforward moment inspired by straightforward pricing.
And now we just cube the pancetta as such.
So what's on the menu tonight?
This carbonara I found online. It's fire. You gonna love it, Mom.
I hope you hold on to this AT&T Fiber, son. It's nice.
Yeah, you should settle down now that you're a gagillionaire.
Oh, I am. I finally found the one internet I've been looking for my whole life.
So, no more one-year stands?
No, I'm done with all that. With AT&T Fiber, there's no price increase at 12 months.
What about equipment fees?
Nope.
Those were never any good for you.
Exactly. But now, everything's completely straightforward.
Well, in the spirit of being straightforward, I never liked any of your old ones.
Me neither. Blah.
Y'all never told me that.
But we're being straightforward now, which feels good, yeah?
Yeah. Now let's get straightforward about that girl he's been seeing.
Straightforward is better. No equipment fees, no data caps, no price increase at 12 months. Live like a gagillionaire with AT&T Fiber. Limited availability in select areas. Visit att.com/hypergig for details.
Do you have neuropathy? Are you experiencing numbness, tingling, and pain that just won't stop? Are you taking dangerous drugs that have serious side effects and never fix the pain? If so, please listen to this message. Neuropathy is a serious, progressive condition that only gets worse if not treated properly. Call SF Bay Wellness at 844-94-NERVE to get back to doing the things you want to do. There is no drug, exercise, or surgery that can heal nerves. Don't wait until your condition gets worse and stops you from living your life fully. SF Bay Wellness has a time-tested, proven track record of helping hundreds of patients to improve and reverse their neuropathy. If you're ready to regain your independence, contact SF Bay Wellness at 844-94-NERVE. Call now for your $99 neuropathy special and receive a personal treatment plan that is tailored to your needs. Call 844-94-NERVE. That's 844-94-NERVE and start to enjoy life again.
Fremont Bank. If there's one thing we understand more than anybody, it's that it takes a local bank to really get the needs of local businesses. And more than anything, local businesses need access. Access to a knowledgeable banker and access to a full suite of business services. Can't come to the bank? We'll come to you. Our devotion to our clients ensures your business never misses a beat. That's why Fremont Bank remains the right choice for local and family-owned businesses. Learn more at fremontbank.com. Member FDIC.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. Along with that, I'm good for about 4 liters of soda a night. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago weighing 341 pounds, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. My knee pains went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad says it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400,
the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Are you interested in new career opportunities in the Bay Area and want to make a difference in your community? The San Francisco Sheriff's Office is looking for people considering a job in law enforcement right now. If you're at least 20 years or older with a high school diploma or equivalent, the San Francisco Sheriff's Office wants to hear from you. Enjoy full benefits, flexible schedules, and opportunities for growth and promotion. For employment announcements and more information, visit sfsheriff.com. That's sfsheriff.com to apply today.
The Prophetic Matrix. Unlock the secret code to your destiny. A new revolutionary book by Michael John Toste. The first ebook to make history by being filmed in space. Discover your unlimited future. Get The Prophetic Matrix now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
We're on a journey to make healthcare more accessible and more equitable, to treat the most complex diseases and offer hope where often there is little, to provide better care to more people across the Bay Area. We are more than a hospital, more than a university, beyond science and technology. We are the people of UCSF. UCSF Health, redefining possible.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. Actually, you don't even have to touch them. With Skechers slip-ins, they just step in and go. Plus, they're so easy, they could be the first shoes your kids can put on by themselves. And Skechers slip-ins are great for older kids too. They're quick, easy, and fun. The secret is a unique comfort pillow in the heel that helps your child's foot slide securely into place and cradle it in comfort. Plus, they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces. And most are machine washable, so you can keep them looking newer longer. Get Skechers slip-ins, the where have you been all my life shoes, for your kids or for mom and dad today. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
If your pubic region was quote-unquote junk, you wouldn't need America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. But it's not. So show some respect with new Gillette Intimate for a gentle and easy shave. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at Walmart.
Now back to the morning roast with Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky. Take it away, Bonte.
Steph.
47.
Jesus.
Season high. 47 points. 8 rebounds. 8 assists. And he said some things last night that I want to play. And this team, the starters, they've been here before. This is Steph Curry's 14th season. And we'll get to the calls in a second. 888-957-9570. But Steph Curry last night at the podium was talking about, the team, and they've got to improve. And, he was kind of joking like, man, I've never been happier after Game 11. A win in Game 11. Man, I've never been happier. And he's confident. But he was asked if it was a burden for him to play like an MVP every game for this team to win.
That's a good question.
Here's what he said.
Not the way I'm playing is a burden because you expect to play like that every night. But it's the message of just how thin the margin is of winning in this league. There's no secret about just how we have some roller coaster rides in the middle of games. And you have, like I said, you come out in the first quarter and you have a pretty good lead. You have not just the score, but we have control of the game. And then guys get going. Malik Monk hits 3 threes. D Fox gets going. And you look up and you're down. And it's part of our story right now, but it's something that we need to correct if we really want to be a serious team that's going to try to be who we say we are. So whatever it takes to make those changes as a group, we got to do that.
Man, that's profound. The margins are extremely thin. Look, you could say the Warriors got slightly worse or whatever, or the bench got dramatically worse, which I agree with. Also, the league's getting better. There's a lot of really good, athletic, hungry teams that are coming for their throats right now.
Warriors are older.
Yes.
Less athletic.
It's undeniable.
It's undeniable.
Yeah, I agree.
But this bench, though, has come in and, look, one thing we can't do this morning is blame James Wiseman because he didn't play a second last night. So that's done.
No.
We've pivoted from that. But the fact is, the combinations,
Yeah,
whether it's
that's-
Kuminga, Moody, Poole, Jerome, Anthony Lamb.
JaMychal Green.
JaMychal Green didn't even play last night. Steve Kerr was talking about him in the pregame presser, said, hey, he's a small ball 5 now. We're going to try him. He didn't play a second last night.
And I'm okay with that because I don't think he's deserved it.
I wanted to see more Wiseman Kuminga, but you know what? Right now, you have to earn your playing time. And these kids are not earning their playing time.
So, like, Kuminga plays last night, and I want to stop for just a second. Him and Moody. Why did Kuminga not go back in there, in your estimation?
Because he was lost on defense and didn't know where to be offensively.
Agreed.
And to me, it's a little sad. It's a little sad because my thought process leaving the studio last night was they're going to have to probably trade the youngsters if they want to be a serious championship team. Because in the playoffs, you need to go 8 deep.
And Bonte, you might have to attach something else that you like to those guys. I don't know. Like, is it JP? Is it someone else?
You can't trade JP right now. He just signed the extension.
So you can't trade him at all?
Yeah, I believe you have to wait till next offseason.
Well, then they need him to play. He's playing horrific, and it's hard for me to not, like, I know we want to obsess on Kuminga, and I'm with you on, like, we're getting to the point where all three of the youngsters.
We're not there yet.
No,
we're not
but
there yet. We're not even close. It's November the 8th, so I don't want to sound insane saying, hey, you didn't trade this guy, this guy.
You've got 3 roster spots and $20 million, essentially, if you calculate them all. 5 if you add the Ryan's, Rollins and PBJ. Yeah. You've got guys soaking up money and spots on that bench, and they're not helping you at all. And I don't want to just blame the youngsters because I think that their problems are deeper than that. But I look at someone like Jordan Poole, and I'm just specifically looking at him. If you tell me he had a 1-year wonder, I'd listen to that. If you told me he's completely zapped because Draymond knocked him out and he can't get his mojo back, I'd listen to that. If you told me that they went on their first road trip as a team and it was the first time that they were all together for an extended period of time and it's just awkward right now, I'd believe that. If you told me that Jordan Poole is trying to do too much, okay, lost his confidence, going on something in his personal life, like I will listen to any reason why JP is playing as bad as he is right now. I'll believe anything. He's playing unplayable basketball.
Here's what Curry had to say about Jordan Poole.
You just got to find that balance of, one, we know who he is. We know what he's capable of. He's shown some really big flashes of it at times early throughout the season. But for the most part, it's just continue to stay confident that, one, he's on the scout report for most teams now. He's not going to sneak up on anybody. But you got to kind of let the game come to you. We've had a lot of conversations around that, like how I see the game and how he sees the game. And again, just instilling confidence that he's that guy out there and he's going to help us win games. He helped us win a championship last year. So you have to maintain your confidence through the rough patches and not let it attack the way that you carry yourself out there. So that's his biggest challenge. And I think he'll be up for it.
B, you referenced in the playoffs with Jordan Poole, the Memphis series got a little too physical for him. Doesn't it feel like, as Curry kind of alludes to the game planning, that now the book is out? Davion Mitchell did it last time. I'm sure there were other guys. Like, I'm going to get up in you. I'm going to get real physical, and I'm going to force you to play to play off my physicality.
Well, it happened the second game of the season against the LA Clippers. Curry scored 45 last year. Go back and watch that game. And the Clippers got into Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
They got into him, but Darrell Wright was like, them boys getting a little physical with JP. Getting a little physical. Right now, physicality. I saw it with Herb Jones Friday night in New Orleans. Herb Jones was getting into Jordan Poole. And he struggled against the Pelicans when he had the ball in his hands, when he started that basketball game. Herb Jones was getting into JP. Ingram was getting into JP.
Yeah.
Alvarado was getting into JP. Alvarado scored a quick 7 in the second quarter Friday night against the Warriors down in New Orleans. Getting into Jordan Poole. So, first of all, he's got to be more physical with the ball. He's got to stop over-dribbling.
Yes.
Dribble. And what's happening right now for him, he's a young man that knows his biggest impact comes from scoring. He needs to score the basketball. That's his job with this team.
I just feel he's not shooting.
Well, he's not shooting because everything else gets into his dope. He got called for another carry yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
So when his offense is not rolling,
that's a good point.
It affects his defense. It affects his decision-making. He starts chirping at the refs. And all of a sudden, you're saying, well, Jordan Poole's unplayable tonight. Can't play him.
Well, what's crazy is like, okay, there was a sequence, and it's one play, and we talk about like a play here, a play there. There's one play where he does do a great job, help defense, where a guy's dribbling by whoever it was on the perimeter, and JP comes sliding over and just picks his pocket. And then he comes down, and like he has an open three, and he just hesitates a little, and then he throws it to someone else, and then just backs up and just kind of standing there. And it's one play, but I'm saying the old JP would have came down confident, boom, I'm going to pull from 30 feet out. I'm not even going to think about it. Everything feels like he's a second late and he's overthinking. Everything does.
Let's go to Gus and Tracy. Gus, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Listen, JP, man, he's got to start manning up, man. He's got to get over it. For him signing that big contract and sitting on the bench in crunch time in fourth quarter and Lamb out there. He's just got to get over and just start playing ball like he knows how, And the bench, oh my God, the bench is just, they're so bad. I think they outscored us, 55-15 last night?
I think it was 49-15. 49-15, Gus.
Yeah, 49, okay, I was kind of close.
You were.
But man, I don't know what they're going to do about the bench. Seriously, I don't know what could they possibly do about it, because that bench is terrible. Well, and all the young guys, they need to go to the G League, man, because they give you nothing at all, absolutely nothing during the game, But 2 points. JP had 2 points and more turnovers than he had points last night.
Yeah,
I think he's just got to. He looked invisible. Get over it,
It's not good right now for JP. He's in a funk.
Well,
he's in a funk.
They tried to start him in the third quarter, and I felt like they were trying to get the offense going. What was it? It was Steph, JP to start the.
It was a fast five lineup. Lineup. Steph, JP, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond. And the first possession in the third quarter, JP gets penetration.
Yeah.
It creates a wide open three for Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
He nails it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. You got some juice.
It felt like the ball was moving around.
Ball was popping around.
Yeah.
And then he just disappeared. Did he just disappear?
What? Why? Like, what's going on? Like, I notice when Clay and him are out there, it feels like, Clay's in Chuck mode and JP is kind of like in, I'm deferring too much. I don't know what happened to the confident. I'm going to try to rip your throat out on every possession. I'm rhythmic. I'm playing within the flow of the game. Jordan Poole, I don't know what happened to that guy.
Well, you heard Curry say the scouting report is out on him. Scouting report is out on him. So now Jordan Poole has to adjust. The entire league studied tape of Jordan Poole. They studied him in the playoffs. They realized that he got this big money, and they realized that he's a vital piece of the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
So how do you slow them? Beating the Warriors? Well, you know what? If you take away JP, who's one of the only facilitators on this roster, who's only one of the only shot creators for himself on this roster.
Who are the facilitators on this team right now?
Steph Curry and Jordan Poole.
Dre?
Draymond's a facilitator, no doubt.
I was going to throw him in there.
But guys who could create their own shot.
Yes, you're right.
Clay can't create his own shot. Clay has never been able to create his own shot.
And Wiggins is more of an ISO, slasher, catch and shoot guy.
So Jordan Poole's needed, and it starts with him. Now, you want to argue with me and say, well, he needs veterans around him. I'm here for that. Then what do you do about that? Do you flip youngsters? Do you look at Indiana and say, okay, what's up with Miles Turner? Do you give up on the experiment that is James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga and say, let me go get Miles Turner?
So I'm not opposed to it, but I'm asking you sincerely. What does 13 minutes of Miles Turner do to help their perimeter defense?
It's a guy who knows what to do. Here's the problem with the youngsters defensively.
Oh, well, they're horrific.
Or offensively. If Steve Kerr's out there saying, run the split action.
And no one's coming up to screen. Moody in particular came up late as hell, and Curry's pointing at him.
This was on the fast break.
Oh, you're saying
Curry was like, he was looking at Moody going, get to the corner, go,
that was the other one,
go. And then the same possession, he's like, yo, get out of there. Looney, at times, telling Anthony Lamb, yo, run the split action. Get your ass down there in the block. Run the split, set the screen. So when you got these youngsters in the NBA, and you're yelling floppy, you're running horns, you're running split action, all these different offensive sets.
Yeah.
These youngsters, it takes them a second to process. And then defensively, you're on the other end. You're not talking. Hey, screen left, screen. It's coming to your right. Hey, they're not talking. That's what Miles Turner does for you. He says, hey, there's a screen coming your way. I'm stepping up here. You run an offensive set, he knows right away because he's been in this league. That's what Miles Turner does for you, whether it's 13 minutes, 20 minutes, and I'm just throwing a name out there.
I
but
get
maybe you need to revisit that role.
Well, I just, to me, like, backup big is one of the needs to me. Right now, perimeter defense. Like, perimeter defense for me is the starter. They need somebody else who can lock down defensively on the perimeter. They feel a defender short the majority of the time, and that's what it feels. They need a smart, and these guys are very hard to find. They need a smart, high IQ defender. I don't even care if you could shoot at this point. Are you athletic, and can you man up?
Well, I'm looking at the stats here and just watching the game. The starters in the first stint in the first quarter built a 12-point lead.
Okay.
The starters who played most of the minutes in the fourth quarter, think about the minute allocation. Anthony Lamb played 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Looney played 8. Clay played all 12.
See, Looney has to play more in the fourth quarter. For me, for my money, you need to close with Looney more.
Look at all these minutes. Wiggins played 12.
Yes.
Clay played 12.
Jesus.
Looney played 8-15. Draymond played over 10 minutes.
Wow.
Steph played 10 minutes.
I can't remember the last time in a November game they all played that heavy minutes in the fourth quarter. That might not have ever happened.
Well, they outscored the Kings 37-25. So that tells me the starters are playing a bit better defense than anybody else, and they're giving up more offense. They're giving you more offense. So the starters is not the problem to me. That's the least of their problems. They're scoring. They're defending. They're building leads. I'm looking at the bench here. Yeah, 2 players come off the bench and play. Jordan Poole played 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the fourth quarter.
He didn't even deserve that. I thought his third quarter stint started off really well, and then it was like, okay, what's he doing? He's standing around too much. He's not moving off ball. He doesn't know where to be. He feels reluctant to shoot.
It's not good.
I'm gonna ask the question that everyone's thinking. The Draymond punch. How much? I mean, it's impossible to quantify the exact amount, but how much do you think that is affecting what's going on right now? I mean, he's a 20-something-year-old young guy who felt like he had the world by the balls, and now I don't know. Maybe everywhere he goes, it's all people talk about. Maybe he's just insecure. Like, how much is that really affecting this guy's play right now? Because it feels unavoidable to talk about.
I don't know. It's a question for Jordan Poole. Because I don't know. I saw him ball out in Detroit. The 12 points in 52 seconds. Said, damn, JP's back. He's back. Then he gets called for 3 carries in Miami. Then he struggles in Orlando. He struggles in New Orleans. Maybe it's a thing that never goes away.
Has he had you referenced the Detroit. Has he had a great game yet? Game. Not moments.
October 23rd against Sac, he was good.
Okay.
Scored to 24.
You know what? You're right. Yes, you're right.
I thought maybe Miami.
He was okay in the Miami.
He could have been okay.
And Tyler Hero, it felt like, and him were kind of like invisible in the second half.
Yeah.
I think Tyler got hurt in that game.
It's a struggle right now for him. Let me see. He had a good stretch against Phoenix. Remember, he had a good stretch in the second quarter against Phoenix.
But then they also got blown out in the second half.
They did. No, Poole wasn't good in that Miami game. 11 points, 7 assists. 7 assists. That was good. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. Hold on. Read the league. I'll let you continue. You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM, and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And do not forget, you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. By the way, shout out to the YouTube chat. They're open again.
I just look, everyone can say it's November. It doesn't matter. They're about championship, all these different things, and you can sweep it under the rug. And I look at, normally I would. I'm watching this team and I'm saying to myself, something's way off on this. Yes, there's personnel issues. Feels like there's chemistry issues. And I'll start with this. It's not me. Look at Steph Curry's demeanor. Look at his emotions. Look at what his verbal and nonverbal actions were in that fourth quarter as he's having a historic night. And you tell me if Steph Curry's not frustrated.
Of course he's frustrated. Of course he's frustrated. He's playing heavy minutes. We all expected the second unit, the youngsters, to be ahead of schedule. We expected these guys to be ahead of schedule. And right now, they're not. And right now, it's costing his team. But you know what? They got to win last night. Got to win. I'll take that. You get 3 days off. And these are very important 3 days for practice.
Yes, I
scrimmaging,
agree.
rotation purposes.
Agreed.
Jordan Poole shooting in the gym after the game last night. Klay Thompson to get some rest. Because you know what? The Cleveland Cavaliers are coming Friday. And I know they lost last night to the Clippers. They blew a 12-point lead with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Cleveland Cavaliers. But those jokers ain't no joke. All right? Jared Allen grabbed 20 rebounds last night. Mobley dropped 26 and 8. Cleveland Cavaliers are tough, and they got athleticism.
You lost to some of the worst teams in the league. You can't take anyone lightly now.
You can't.
Like, and that's my bigger thing. Like, I know they got the win, and maybe 2 weeks from now, I'll look like a raging lunatic, and they're gonna go on this little run, and everything's gonna be fine, and they'll figure it out. And that's a possibility. The team I'm watching right now looks spiritually broken. That's what it looks like to me. They look like one guy, Steph Curry, and a little bit on Wiggins are dragging them and carrying them. And I'm not trying to dismiss the efforts of Looney and other guys that are trying. They're trying hard. They just look very broken and old and discombobulated. Whether it's offensive flow, whether it's defensive assignments, whether it's chemistry, it looks broken.
Let's go to Tim and Raleigh. Tim, what's happening? You're on a roast.
What's up, guys? Hey, Bonte, I can't disagree with you more on the youngsters, and let's dig to the root cause of the roster construction and the epic fails. Okay, DiVincenzo is not GP, no effect. Okay,
I never said he was.
Yeah, he's not.
Jermichael Green is not Otto Porter.
Agreed.
Epic fail. We did not. Wiseman is not Bielisa in the fact of spacing the floor. Epic fail. I cannot tell. Now, you combine that with what Jordan Poole is absolutely a disappearing act, combined with Klay Thompson being a ball hog and just looking for years. I cannot disagree with you more. Kuminga, I don't need, if Kuminga, Moody, I don't need any more from them if these other guys were not epic fails. Kuminga was 2 for 5 last night. I don't see him out there lost. He was out there. He's in the motion of the offense. He's not gunning, trying to get his. The guy's just playing a floor game. He missed 2 threes, okay, but he's not out there gunning. Attack the rim twice. I mean, if you think Joe Lacob is going to sign off on trading Jonathan Kuminga, Joe Lacob is in this thing for the long game. 10, 15 years down the road is what he's seeing. I don't see that happening, guys. But
Tim, let me ask you this.
You got to get to the root cause of the problem.
Tim, let me ask you this. Joe Lacob's paying the most tax in NBA history.
Ever.
You think Joe Lacob is a patient guy? You think Joe Lacob wants to be a 500 team paying this much money?
Fonte, the only thing I can see out of that possibly, it may be some movement on the team if JP doesn't get his head out of wherever it is. Possibly him.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Kuminga at 20 years old, I did not expect him to do any more, any less, and he should not.
But the organization. But Tim, real quick, I'll let you finish, Tim. I'll let you finish. The organization expected more from Jonathan Kuminga and James Wiseman.
I agree with that,
which is why they moved off of Otto Porter Jr. in GP2.
They expected their roles to expand.
They expected those guys to be ready to roll.
Slightly better than what we are
and
now.
Moses Moody, for that matter, Tim.
Do we really know that? If Jermichael Green
we know that.
But if they were balling out, right? Jermichael Green and DiVincenzo were balling out, we would still be looking for the 15 to 20 minutes J.K. was giving us last year. And he was very successful in that role. He has been thrust into doing more because, number one, Jermichael is doing nothing. DiVincenzo is not there. And Jordan Poole, if Jordan Poole was just average, if he was just anywhere near the same as last year, we got 4 more wins.
I agree with that, Tim. But how about this? I look at Franz Wagner, who got to play a lot more in Orlando as a rookie. He was a number 8 overall pick. He looks a lot more ready to play the NBA game than Jonathan Kuminga. Paolo Banchero looks a lot more ready to play the NBA game now. He played a year or 2, so I'll give him that.
He's an outlier.
He's a great player. But these guys don't even look ready to play, Tim. They don't even look ready to roll.
Well, and also I would say that the style of play that the Warriors want to play is a more sophisticated, difficult style of play to grasp for a young player, specifically like Kuminga. Like, I actually think Wagner in their system might look, very comparable. Right. But I also think Kuminga going to Orlando, he would look more efficient. Does that make sense?
No doubt. It makes a lot of sense.
But look, can we agree here whether we think that Kuminga's role is exactly what they thought or less? I think that they took a miscalculation in terms of whatever the output of Kuminga was expected and Jermichael Green versus what they got last year from Kuminga and Otto Porter Jr. or whoever you want to throw in the bucket. However you do the math, the calculation's off. They're getting less production from those guys than we all wanted and that they anticipated. I don't think that's even a deniable thing at this point.
No doubt. All right. 888-957-9570. What's the biggest issue with the Golden State Warriors right now? Our tone is crazy coming off of a win. They beat the Sacramento Kings. Look, hey.
They played like it was a finals game.
Look, can I tell you guys, Sacramento at 1-3-4 coming into that one.
I know.
Sacramento was desperate to snap their 6-game losing streak to the Golden State Warriors. De'Aaron Fox has played at an all-star level. Sac's got athleticism. I'm going to be happy with the win. And then let's see. Let's see what happens Friday against Cleveland.
They got to go on a run here. Like, to quiet everything down, they got to go on a run.
Well, even if they go on a run, it's not going to quiet everything down.
Well, we're
in November, Joe.
I mean, yeah.
We're in November.
Ponte, can you admit, it does look very bleak.
And Steph, I trust they'll figure it out.
Of course.
Steph, I trust they'll figure it out.
Curry.
They can't win like this, though. There's no doubt.
It's unsustainable
There's no doubt.
for him to drop 50 and win by the teeth. And then pray that Sacramento doesn't get a foul call at the end that they should have gotten, or foul Steph Curry in the baseline, in the corner, when everyone's screaming from their bench 2 steps away. Foul him.
I got some Draymond sound on James Wiseman coming back, plus your phone calls. Coach Hall, Nick, Mike, Joe, Anthony, we're all getting to you. That would be brought to you by Vote Yes on Proposition 31.
Yes on Prop 31 means protecting our kids from nicotine addiction. Vote yes on 31. Ad paid for by Yes on Proposition 31. Committee to Protect California Kids, sponsored by nonprofit health organizations. Committee major funding from Michael R. Bloomberg.
MLB free agency starts Thursday.
And the payoff. There goes the deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Number 61. He ties Roger Maris.
Can the Giants land Aaron Judge?
Is Aaron Judge willing to do that? Can you sell Aaron Judge on that? That's the key for me.
Find out right here. I want to go back to the playoffs. On 95.7 The Game.
Salute our veterans and wrap up the Bay Area hot rodding season in style at America's favorite car show. It's the Good Guys 32nd Autumn Get-Together, and it's all happening this weekend at the Alameda County Fairgrounds in Pleasanton. See over 2,500 of the Bay Area's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trucks of all years on display. Plus, don't miss Good Guys CPP Autocross Series racing action featuring the Fall Shootout. Our Veterans Day weekend celebrations include our Vets for Vets Parade and so much more. It's all going down this weekend at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. Get details at good-guys.com.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost. For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
O'Reilly. Don't miss See Better, Drive Safer Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on wiper blades, headlight bulbs, and more. Right now, get up to a $20 gift card after mailing rebate with the purchase of select Sylvania bulbs. Plus, get double O Rewards points with your purchase. Prepare for the weather ahead during See Better, Drive Safer Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. This Veterans Day, Outdoor Supply Hardware is giving 20% off to retired or active military service members. Visit Osh November 11th through 13th and receive 20% off with ID. This discount is on top of Osh's end-of-season clearance sale. Save up to $200 on in-stock fire tables and patio heaters, or save $100 on select Weber propane grills. Osh has great priced in-stock holiday decor, artificial trees, lights, and inflatables. Visit 14 Greater Bay Area and Central Coast Osh locations. Osh, neighbors helping neighbors.
Kirby is your driveway mechanic. They bring the shop to you with brake replacements, oil changes, washes, and so much more. Get $50 off your first oil change with code OIL50 at Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com and use code OIL50.
Universal Studios Hollywood is where the holidays come together. We've tested it. Festive food with refreshing Coca-Cola. Family, friends, and fa-la-la. Dazzling lights cranked up to maximum merriment. The Grinch and his dog Max stealing your tree. All the science adds up. It's the awesomest celebration of the season. Save $20 on a Coca-Cola 2-day general admission ticket. Offer ends 12/14/22. Restrictions apply. Details at universalstudioshollywood.com/Coke offer.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Holiday Prep event. Here to help you host the season with offers, in-store workshops, and more.
Oh, great. I may have invited the whole neighborhood for the holidays.
Don't worry, you can do this. To start, IKEA family members save 20% on Venturfent Christmas tree decor and gift wrap.
You are my hero.
Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/holiday prep to get ready and save. Offer valid 11/9 to 11/23/22. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. Restrictions apply.
Someday, you might be with friends in the Bay Area, telling the story of how you navigated these complex times. The market was all over the place, so you reached out to a Merrill advisor, and with their help, charged ahead. And unlike your fishing stories, you won't have to go overboard. Find an advisor at ml.com/bullish.
Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do?
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor, member SIPC, a wholly owned subsidiary of Bank of America Corp.
Neuropathy pain? Call Dr. Robert Dees, DC, 925-393-0100.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. That looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Okay, can I have everybody's attention for just a second?
Morgan's media planning firm just landed a multi-million-dollar client.
Because we won the pitch.
She needs to staff up before trafficking hits a traffic jam.
So we're going to need research, planning, buying, obviously, and probably data analytics.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Cut by Looney. One dribble out to Wiggins. Another three above the break. Gets another one. Looney with the assist. But can the Warriors get the stops they need to close this game out? They're down 2:25 to go.
This is Steve Kerr, and you're listening to the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
Dub fans got their money's worth last night. What a game. 116-113. They rallied back against the Sacramento Kings, who led by 12 at the half, 67-55. Warriors outscored the Kings by 12 in the final frame. Went into the fourth quarter down 88-79 because of a man named Steph Curry. 7-12 from the three-point line, 17-24 overall, 47 points a season high, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Literally willed the Warriors to a much-needed win to snap their 5-game losing streak. And the total, it feels like they lost. But you know what? Steph happened last night. It's much better to figure out things after a win than it is a loss. Do they have issues long-term? Possibly. Do they have a bench issue? Yes.
Undeniably,
Is Klay
yes.
Thompson Klay Thompson? No. Is Jordan Poole on track? No.
No, he's on a milk carton.
There's a lot of things happening for the Golden State Warriors. Looney gets in foul trouble every game now. And that's a problem.
He's been in 2 and 3 fouls, it feels like.
Every game.
Instantly. Why is that?
Every game. Fouling.
You know, like I have a theory
the
on
Kings
this.
shot 21 free throws in the first half.
My theory on the Looney thing, because I've been trying to chart some of his fouls early on in games. Guys get blown by on the perimeter. This goes back to my perimeter defense thing. And he's caught in compromising situations where he's got a foul or he's out of position scrambling late because guys are literally getting blown by at the top of the key. And that is a consistent issue. We can't blame Looney on that. Looney's doing his job as best he can.
Right.
Guys got to stay in front of their man.
No doubt. No doubt. They have to. And they have to. So the Kings shoot 21 free throws in the first half yesterday. Mind you, Orlando shot 46 free throws last Thursday.
God.
Detroit shot 38 free throws last Sunday. So it's, a couple Sundays ago. So teams are getting to the free throw line. They're getting into the bonus because the entire team's hacking. Well, our entire team's getting blown by, hacking, and sending guys to the free throw lines.
Lateral quickness is a problem for them, and then reaching because they get blown by, and they've got to be at the bottom of the league in terms of free throw
Bottom five.
Yeah,
Bottom five.
and in terms of fouls as well.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. The other thing that I do want to point out in terms of the positive. My God, those jerseys are so clean.
Jerseys, nice classic edition.
They're so awesome, and I like the C, the little captain thing that you have over the shoulder there, or I guess over the
Bullen and Tim Hardaway.
It's so
Richmond.
cool. Aren't they cool?
So,
the court looks
no
cool.
doubt.
Half court, like the California State with the star at the Bay Area. I always thought that was a cool,
it's
cool
a great
logo.
So you got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green with the C's on their jersey.
So those are the 3 C's?
Those are the 3 C's.
For captains. I thought it was for champions.
Could be for that, too. Let's go to...
I love those jerseys. So.
Let's go to Nick in San Jose. Nick, what's happening?
Hey, I love your guys' back and forth and your keen intellect. Look, on the starting 5, I want to first say Curry is such a godsend, not only on the court, but his comments after the game, the way he holds himself. Way to go, Wiggins, hitting those threes. I want to get compromised between Bonte and Shasky on Clay. He needs to have a little self-awareness, stop with these fadeaway shots, and he needs to right now guard 3s and 4s till he gets better.
Exactly.
Iggy needs to play. Why is Iggy not playing? Dante will be a stabilizer when he gets better. He's a good player. JaMychal Green needs to play more. And you cannot play those 5 you played the last 2 minutes in the first quarter. How could Kerr and his team come up with that after 3 days off? And Jordan Poole's problem is the carry issue. It's in his head, man. It's not Draymond punching him. It's the carry issue. So what I would do is, if you're not going to play Wiseman and Kuminga, you put them down or package them for Miles Turner, because you would have our starting 5 and Poole, Iggy, Dante, and JaMychal and Turner, and those are your 10. And here's the last thing on this. You cannot go more than 10 games playing this half in, half out with the kids, okay? We need to get a top 4 seed. The West is deep, and we are hunted. Guys, why won't Iggy get on the floor and package Kuminga and one of the other guys and get Miles Turner?
Well, Miles Turner's a free agent. Miles Turner's a free agent at the end of the year.
By the way, can we just pause
so you
for
don't
a second?
have to give up that much.
Can we just pause for a second? I love Nick's intensity.
Me too.
It's 7:23 in the morning, and it's almost like we're in May.
Because people, there's a variety of things. People love this team. There's an emotional attachment to the core. You see this with the San Francisco Giants, right? And I've seen this with the Giants when it comes to Brandon Crawford, for example. No one says that Brandon Crawford can't play. He's slightly less than what he was the year prior or the year before that or whatever. Can he still have a 3-hit night? Can he still make a great defensive play from time to time? Absolutely. Absolutely. And the same thing can be said about Clay and Draymond to that extent. It's not about are they good. It's are they even close to as good as they were, as consistent as often.
Of course they're not.
And has their game evolved a little.
Which is why the 2 timeline process of having Kuminga, Wiseman, and Moody ready to replace these guys for certain minutes. You can't play these guys 38 minutes a night.
No, that's unsustainable.
It's not going to work.
No.
Ideally, you want Clay playing about 30 to 34 minutes a night. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
But when I see him step in, and I get why, but when I see him come to the scorer's table, he's got 2 giant ice packs on his legs. It's like, that's the reality of where we're at now.
Draymond Green has been having 2 giant ice packs for 5 years.
He looks like he has just pitched an entire perfect game and then played a football game and should be in an ice bucket.
He's been doing it for 5 years. Nick in San Jose, call back. That was a great call because he's right. You can't go halfway in. You're either going to play these kids and let them play through their mistakes, or you're going to say, look, we can't play them at all, and you got to do something. And I think Steve Kerr is basically telling Lacob and Myers, like, look, I played Kuminga 9:57. It's about 17. Now you know me. I'm not the biggest plus-minus guy.
No.
I'm not.
No, but at some point it becomes it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Sacramento took it to him. Took it to him.
And then like going back to the Anthony Lamb playing last night more than Kuminga. Right now, and this is a sad indictment of where we're at. Anthony Lamb has better on-court IQ than all the other guys. Does he stink? Yes, he stinks.
Listen.
But you've made a financial investment and a draft capital investment into Kuminga. So to me, either you're going to see the seed grow or you're going to pivot off and sell the plant.
Hey, Charles Barkley said it best. If you're known for just playing hard, that means you're not a good player.
Yeah, well, that's something. Yeah,
and that's one thing we're saying about Anthony Lynn. It's the reason why he's on a 2-way contract. It's the reason why he was 4 years in Vermont. Look, the kid has IQ. Can I play him in spot minutes, 5 minutes here, maybe 10 minutes there? Why is he playing ahead of Moody?
Well, because Moody's defense looks unrecognizable from what it has been before. He got his head on a swivel multiple times last night. If we're looking at perimeter defender in terms of the depreciation, I thought Moody would be farther along. I'm wrong.
And what about James Wiseman, who picked up a DNP? Get back out to the lines in a second.
Honestly,
but I want to play
that felt worthy. I don't think that he deserved to play.
But you look at that bench, and everybody's posted a clip. Warriors World.
Yeah.
Everybody's posted a clip of the bench on the last shot or the last sequence.
What do you mean, their demeanor?
The demeanor, just walking on the court.
Yeah, their facial expressions.
It's not everything. Like, I'm not a big cheerleader guy. Hey, we need to be celebrating on the bench.
Kent Bazemore.
But you know what? There is something about the energy. There's a disconnect there.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Here's Draymond's message, and I want to get to Susie and San Jose in just a second. Draymond's message to James Wiseman.
Number one, you put the work in to compete at the highest level. And then sometimes things happen and you're not really given that opportunity. And for him, it was injuries. Now you're kind of playing catch up, which is always tough. In saying that, it is imperative that he use this time to improve. If you're not in the lineup, you should be crushing yourself every single day. So one thing we know for certain is Steve is going to call your number. Always have, always will. And you have to make sure that you're ready when that number is called. And so it may be next game, it may be 3 games from now, but his number is going to get called. And it's going to be very important that he's ready when his number is called. Playing time at this level is not a given. You know, it's something that you have to earn. It's something that's constantly changing. On most teams, you may have 4 to 6 guys that is going to play consistent minutes, and then everybody else, you kind of figure it out as you go. I think right now, at this point in his career, that's where he is. And it's no problem with that. When I was in the 3rd year of my career, I was expected to do that same thing. And then obviously David Lee got hurt and things changed for me. But that's pretty much where most guys are at that point in their career. So from that standpoint, I don't think he's much further behind the majority of guys who's, you know, young in their career.
So he said a lot of things there, and he's got more. But he said, look, in my 3rd year, I was in the same spot. The difference is Draymond Green was a 2nd-round pick, number 35 overall.
And had 4 years of seasoning with Tom Izzo, and IQ was not a question regarding basketball IQ.
James Wiseman played 3 games in college. He's played 50 games, or actually 49 because he didn't play last night. Got a DNP. 49 games since the calendar flipped to 2020, January 1. That's not a lot of burn. And the fact is, it is what it is. He was the number 2 overall pick. I don't believe LaMelo Ball fits here. I don't know. But the fact is, he's the number 2 overall pick. And now he's in his 3rd year and he's not even playing. That's a problem.
Well, it's a nightmare. Let's call it what it is. It's a nightmare. He didn't even help you at all last year. It's been a nightmare.
It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
And so, you know, what do you do with Wiseman? I think the kid needs to play. Send him down to the G League and just let him play.
Yeah, but how's that
confidence back
Okay,
up.
so just on the G League thing for just a second. Let's pause here. How is it going to help him being the primary scorer and the guy who's getting the ball on a team down in the G League playing against remedial defenders and remedial players? But then when he comes back up to the big league club, his role is going to then change. It's not going to be you're the primary scorer.
It's not.
And you're not going to be the primary. Like, do you get where I'm going? Like, he's going to go back down there. He's going to be one of the better players, you hope, down there. Mm-hmm. And he's going to have a certain role. Then he's going to come back here, and that role is going to be completely different than what it would be in the G League. So how does the G League help him? I'm asking sincerely.
Just running up and down and playing. He just needs to play. We said the same thing about Jordan Poole. The G League helped him. You make valid points there. But he needs to play to work on his game.
I know.
He needs to work on screen setting. He needs to go down to the G League.
You're right. It's a
and they need to
catch-22.
say, look,
you're right.
Work on your screen setting. His screen setting is horrific.
Well, he gets either way too thin or he gets way too wide as he's moving.
And
it's
he
one
gets
or the
called
other.
for a
Or he doesn't even come up where he's supposed to set the screen.
Or he's late.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yes.
So his screen setting is terrible. Terrible. His feel for the defensive side of the court is not there.
No, at all.
So I just need him to play and just if I don't believe, and I asked Festus this last night, can you get better sitting on the bench? I said, no, you got to play.
So
you've got to play.
Okay, it's not just Wiseman, because, yes, he's a...
It's not just Wiseman,
but what happened to Moody's defense? What happened to Kuminga's defense?
I think Kuminga's been fine defensively for the most part. You look at what's going on there. You're playing with Ty Jerome, Anthony Lamb, and then Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson, who doesn't have lateral quickness right now.
That lineup was rough.
That lineup was terrible.
It was rough.
This is what we're talking about here.
Rough.
So James Wiseman can't even get on the floor against the Sacramento Kings. He's rotting on the bench. He's not going to get better watching. I don't believe he's going to get better watching. So what do? Do you send him down to the G League? Do you package him? Do you admit your mistake and say, you know what? We made a mistake with the number 2 overall pick. And you pivot, don't panic, and you move on. Well, that may be your situation right now.
I'm with you on that. And you're probably trading pennies on the dollar. Like, that's the reality of where you're at. And you would be looking for someone who's in an expiring contract, like a Miles Turner, because then you can have him for the rest of the year. It doesn't cost you as much. Maybe you attach a second-round pick to that as well, which is a crazy thing to say out loud. But yeah, B, I mean, they're in a tough spot. And when I saw Lamb get into the game last night, and I'm just like saying to myself, all right, if you're not going to play the kids, then you need to move them. Because it's now year 2, and you need help that can help you now. You can't have 5 guys, essentially, not the burger joint, 5 guys in Rollins and PBJ and Wiseman and Kuminga and Moody. If 5 of them are unplayable, then you got to move them.
You got to shake some things up.
Or a combination of them and staple that to something else.
I don't know if these guys fit the system, which is why if you move now, I was saying last Monday, watch the Brooklyn Nets situation. Now I'm saying watch the Philadelphia Sixers situation. There may be some big stars being moved at the deadline.
Okay,
there may be. But it's hypothetical.
I saw a trade floated out last night, and you're gonna. This isn't me. I'm just throwing it out there. If Anthony Davis is available, would you even look at that?
Who are you trading?
I don't know. I've seen all kinds of combinations. I saw a crazy one.
Davis is a damn good player.
I know.
He's a damn good player.
Who would you be willing to give up?
Can I host the Lakers for the youngsters?
You need to give more for the money because obviously he's making over $30 million a year. And then it becomes a question of Wiggins, Clay, Draymond.
Well, you can't trade Wiggins because you just signed an
extension. Then there you go. And then now you're
so is it Draymond or Clay? Who would you trade, Draymond or Clay?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I know who I'm trading.
Well, I would probably be Draymond.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But would you roll the dice on his health and his because they need a big. I mean, he would help them.
You can low manage the hell out of Anthony Davis.
That's what I was thinking.
You can low manage the hell. And all I need is a top 6 seed.
Saying. That's how dire it is.
But
I think
it doesn't help your bench.
No, at all.
It doesn't help you deplete your bench.
But
the little bit of bench you have, you deplete it.
The thought is that there would be some buyout candidates later on in the year that you could come. But if you look at the buyout market, it's never as flourishing as you think it is.
It's not. We have no idea who's going to be on that.
And why would anyone want to come to this team as they're under 500 right now and not looking good? If I'm a buyout candidate, I'm looking at the undefeated Milwaukee Bucks before I look at the Golden State Warriors, which is a wild sentence.
You may be looking at Phoenix. You may be looking at
Jay Crowder's available. Would you take him?
They need a shooting. He wants to get paid, though.
Well, that's not.
He wants to get paid.
That's not happening.
So Jay Crowder would be nice off the bench. Jay Crowder would be real nice.
He'd be a defender. He's streaky as hell shooter, but he'd be a defender. He can clank with the best of them. I'll take Jay Crowder over JaMychal Green right now.
Man,
wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Coach Hall, what's happening?
Hey,
JaMychal Green didn't even play yesterday.
He stinks.
JaMychal Green, and this is why I thought you should have played Wiseman Kuminga together from the jump, because we know who JaMychal Green is. We know who he is. Coach Hall, what's up?
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Not good.
I'm feeling all right. They got to win. Curry scored 47. You know what? You know what, Coach Hall? I like this journey. I like adversity. I don't want everything to be handed me on a silver platter. The problem is, Coach Hall, a lot of these damn fans out here in the Bay Area have been spoiled. Spoiled. Not everybody, but a lot of them have been spoiled with championships. Slow it down. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like, come on. We're going through some rough waters right now. Let's go. Buckle up. Who wants to be in the bunker with me? Come on, man. Like Coach Hall. People out here complaining and spoiled and whatnot. Go ahead. Let me stop.
I mean, you make a valid point, but at the same time, it's a catch-22, man. I think we all drank the Kool-Aid and we collectively made a mistake where we thought the young guys were going to be at a certain level.
Yes.
And I'm looking at Klay. And what I see with Klay is he just doesn't let the game come to him. He doesn't read the room. I mean, come on. If Steph is going off, fam, you don't shoot a contested corner three. Like,
yeah, that's bad.
Ball. And the scary part for me, what I'm seeing with Jordan Poole, is the same thing I've seen with Ben Simmons. He's literally getting to the basket, and, his layup package is crazy, but he's, wild, turning the ball over.
Leaving his feet.
And now, yep, that too. And now we're in a position where it's like, all right, Kurt, you played with Jordan, you played with Pop, you were a GM. Like, all those teams you had success with, how many young players were attached to that? It's time to make some uncomfortable moves and have an uncomfortable conversation. And lastly, all I know is Miles Turner is career 37% three-point shooter. So when they doubling Steph off that screen and roll and Looney's wide open, Miles is hitting that. So I think I've seen enough. We got to make some moves. Appreciate y'all.
Let's go.
So, it's interesting that he brings up the Klay thing. And I know everyone gets emotional with Klay, and I get it. We love him. He's a champion. He's one of the all-time great athletes in Bay Area sports history. My biggest issue, it's not about, because I look at it, and you made a great point when you're talking about, if Curry's taking X amount of shots and Wiggins is taking X amount of shots, don't you want Klay taking, X amount of shots
in
here?
that lineup, nobody else is going to shoot.
I hear you. It's not about the overall shots that he's taken. It's about specific situation, discernment, and awareness, and when you're taking those shots. Those are my biggest issues.
And you know what?
He's getting ran off that three-point line as well.
And you know what? And he's got the mid-range open. The mid-range is hitting.
But it feels like he's dribbling into trouble.
Yeah, but you know what? He needs to shoot the mid-range more, and maybe that opens up that three-point shot.
I'm with you with that.
Commit to the mid-range, because his mid-range is automatic. Hit the mid-range, and then get outside the three-point line until he gets his legs back. Shot selection has been a problem for Klay Thompson throughout his career. He is shooting contested shots, but when I look at that lineup and I'm saying, well, it's Poole, and it's Klay, and it's Ty Jerome, and it's Anthony Lamb, and Jonathan Kuminga, well, heck, I want Klay shots. Who else do I want to shoot outside of Jordan Poole?
No doubt, but that's a great situation where he should be shooting. Conversely, final 5 minutes last night, and I'm saying to myself, he goes flying into the lane off the dribble because they run him off. Mm-hmm. He leaves his feet, and he throws it into no man's land for just a horrible, and it's one situation, but it's a horrible turnover. It feels like they're more often this year, and you could say it's rust. You could say he's working him back into shape. Dude, now is not the time for all that, and I get it. It's early in the year.
You know what?
It just doesn't look good.
Not playing 5-on-5 in the summer was a mistake. I know mentally he couldn't get over it. He didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
But I understand it. You tore your Achilles on draft night 2020. Yeah, but you missed 2 full seasons.
But you played a zillion minutes in the playoffs and everything.
It's still a thing.
And all of a sudden you're...
It was his first offseason without rehab. It's uncharted territory for him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is his first offseason since 2018 to where he didn't have to rehab.
Did he play Olympics in 2018? Was he on that team with Draymond and Kevin Durant?
The Brazil, Rio de Janeiro.
He was on that. He played that whole year.
He played that whole year. And then tore the ACL in the 2019 NBA Finals.
That's an interesting
point. So you
point.
rehab in 2019, you rehab in 2020, you're basically rehabbing into 2021. First offseason without rehab, he's like, you know what? I'm going to chill. I won a championship. I'm going to chill. I get it. But you know what? It's time to get up to speed.
Yeah, well, it looks like, to your point, it made sense to not play, but now I'm going, whoa, we're way behind the 8 ball here. And I thought that they would have more leeway and more runway to be able to experiment with that, and it doesn't look like that. The question that I have for you, B, if Steph's not on the floor and it is JP and Klay Thompson out there together, it just feels like they're not on the same page either.
No, JP's got to get going.
Yeah.
JP's got to get his. He's trying to get everybody else involved. JP, go get yours.
Well, and then when he has an open shot, he either over dribbles into a worse shot, or he is very timid.
First half,
rip it.
First half, he takes 2 shots.
Not enough. How? Not enough.
How?
What's approximate sweet number for him? Sweet spot.
12 shots
at least.
At least. 12 shots. Nick in Ohio. Nick, what's happening?
Up, Nick?
Hello, fellas.
What's up, Nick?
Hey, my thing is, I think Wiseman needs to go down to G League as soon as possible because it's going nowhere, and if it's as bad as everybody's saying, he needs to play and get those things worked out. My other thought is, why did he get drafted in the first place? I mean, I know he had amazing potential, but they get a 19-year-old who had barely played, and then they turn around the next year and get another 19-year-old.
Let's remember where we were. Steph broke his hand. They lost Kevin Durant. They were in complete disarray, and Klay Thompson had missed the year prior. All right, and they were a 15-win team. And we didn't know if they'd ever get back to the playoffs, let alone championships. It's easy for us with what happened this year to say it. They lost in the play-in game that year to Memphis and the Lakers. Like, they weren't even a playoff team the following year when he joined that team. They were dire. I know we think that they were champions and everything fell in their direction, and they are champions currently. They're the defending champs. But remember where we were back then.
Okay. So you take a chance on him, and then the next year go get another 19-year-old that barely played. You know, I just.
But that's what comes out in the draft now. Like, you're not getting 24-year-old, 5-year seasoned vets from overseas.
Not in the draft lottery.
Like, that's the NBA draft now is drafting younger and less proven. More. And yes, the Paolo Bancheros, it would have been hell of a great draft had Paolo been there at number 2 for the Warriors.
Gosh,
he wasn't.
Great. Paolo Banchero is a problem.
You know?
Dude, all right, let's go to Sean in Oakland. Sean in Oakland, you're on the roast, man. Wow.
Yeah,
we got problems.
There's a variety of things going on with the Warriors right now. We could talk about turnovers. We could talk about defense. We could talk about the young guns that need to mature. But I'm going to focus on the offense. I think it's stagnant. I'm seeing way too many one-on-one, dribble, holding the ball. I'd like to see that ball move a whole lot more, 4 or 5 times. I mean, the Warriors, when they were zipping or moving along, that ball was moving. That ball's not moving. And then lastly, with Kuminga and Wiseman, I think we need to be patient with the youngsters. Give Wiseman some time to develop. And then Kuminga needs consistent minutes, meaning that he needs a schedule. I think any 19, 20-year-old needs a schedule, so he needs to know that he's going to get 7 minutes of burn in the first half and 7 minutes of burn in the second half. He needs to know when he's coming in so he can be prepared as opposed to jerking him around. So I just think the folks need consistent minutes so they can be prepared. So if Kuminga knows the 4-minute mark in the first quarter I'm coming in, and the 3-minute mark, the 4-minute mark in the third quarter I'm coming in, then he can be mentally prepared. But he's not going to be prepared because he's just not ready just to be ready all the time.
Yeah, he just doesn't know when he's coming in. He's afraid of making a mistake. On the ball, being stagnant offensively, the thing that I was monitoring, especially in the fourth quarter, and they had tired legs, Klay, and then when JP was out there, Draymond, there's just no movement off ball like there used to be.
No,
there used to be way more movement off ball.
They're older.
Yeah, I know.
They're older.
It exerts a lot of energy.
This is why you need Jordan Poole to give him that youth infusion. And again, we've talked about it. I've talked to Mully about it. It's time to make Wiggins a second option. You do it in the first quarter, and he gets off to great starts. Wiggins, quietly, like, you look at the fourth quarter box score, all right? Warriors shoot 66% from the floor. And it got to have a game. I don't care. Game 11, you had to have that game last night.
Had they lost that game?
Oh, my God.
I mean, we're losing our minds because they won it the fashion that they did against the Kings by the skin of their teeth. Is that it? Is the skin of your teeth?
Skin of your teeth.
Someone explain to me what that means. I don't even know what that means.
So I don't go heavy into analogies because I always screw them up.
At the tip of my tongue.
Screw them up. Yeah. Steph Curry, 6 of 8, 17 points. Wiggins, 5 for 5, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
All right?
Money.
So it's funny. A lot of you guys who were coming at me a couple seasons ago about Andrew Wiggins saved your ass last night.
No, Wiggins has been awesome.
So I think now's the time to pivot. And I don't have a problem with Klay Thompson being the third option, being a corner threat from the 3-point. He could be Joe Harris right now. That's fine. He's one of the most deadliest 3-point shooters in this league. Take some pressure off of him. Hey, Klay, we're going to have you sag. Let Wiggins slash. Let Wiggins create. Let Wiggins go to the cup. I have no problem with that. But when you look at that starting lineup, you want Draymond Green shooting?
No.
He doesn't want Looney shooting.
No, but it feels like when Clay gets the ball,
he does chuck.
He feels
he's
like he has to get a shot off.
He's got to stop.
He's trying to shoot himself out of a slump.
Somebody's got to check him.
Or he's dribbling into trouble, leaving his feet and throwing into the abyss.
Yeah.
Like, they're running him off the three-point line. You have younger, more athletic guys who know he is a stationary shooter now.
He's also getting great looks. And I'm confident those great looks are going to start going down. It's going to be a beautiful sight. You know, because the same thing would happen last year. The same start. He was chucking. He scaled back, and he got hot, and the rest is history. It's been a while. We're going to get to Ellen next. Actually, let's go to Ellen first, and then we're going to go up to Vacaville for a special guest. Vacaville for a special guest. It's been a while. Let's go to Ellen first in the city. Ellen, what's happening?
Hi, how are you?
We're good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm just in the drop-off line at school, so I'm going to talk fast, but this team is breaking my heart.
Yep.
It's breaking my heart. I know you said there's not a lot of off-ball movement, but, like, why is it so bad this year? We just won the championship, and I'm, like, really trying to put it together, like,
Ellen,
what?
Let me tell you why. Because today's sports fan, Ellen, has no patience. It's what have you done for me lately? It's a sad society we live in now, Ellen.
Well, I'm going to be patient, and I think they have the potential, and I'll be patient.
Well, Ellen, let me ask you this, because you seem very reasonable. Like, and I agree with being patient to an extent, but it feels really off, doesn't it? Like, sometimes if it smells a little off, it looks a little off, you look under the milk, and you're like, you know what? It's actually expired. It's time to throw it away. Does it feel a little off, though? Can you admit it? Just a little?
Yeah, it does, and I thought Jordan Poole, he didn't look super happy.
No.
I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I know they're probably frustrated and trying to, get back in the swing of things, but it just is worrying me a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Ellen. Hey, drop your son off, Ellen. It's going to be all right. Trust me.
And drive safe in the rain.
Drive safe, too. Drive safe.
Real quick, I know you want to go to a special person who hasn't called in a long time. I was thinking about this, and it's hard for me to not think about the punch, period. It's hard for me to not think about it. I've been in situations where two friends, partners, spouses, whatever it is, coworkers, something's happened, and they're going to forgive each other, and they're going to move on.
Yeah.
And yet, underlying all of it, there's this like animosity that's building up. There's this awkwardness. There's this aura that everyone just can't move forward. Even though we say we want to, we're trying to, it's just not the same. You see this in a lot of different walks of life. And I just have a hard time watching what I'm watching from the Warriors where they feel lifeless. And Draymond looks very lethargic out there. And I just feel like something's up beneath the surface, and I can't put my finger on it, and I just keep pivoting back to the Draymond punch. And I know that people are going to say, it's irrelevant.
Well, I actually think Draymond's playing great basketball.
Yeah, but I'm not dismissing that. Doesn't something feel off?
Well, yeah. I mean, the vibe has changed. It's changed. And 3-1-0, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not blaming the fans. Delete your phone, throw your phone in the trash. It is something off. It's something off.
That's all I'm saying. Something's really off.
Something's off. There's no doubt. I told you this. Somebody punched me in the face. I'm never getting over it. Ever.
Have you been in a work situation, just in general, at any point in your life, where you and another person have had an issue, and then you've had to actually work with them on a daily basis?
Absolutely.
And
you know the actions
you want to move forward. You want to move forward, but like there's this underlining weirdness, awkwardness, and everyone feels it.
Yes.
Yeah, we all have.
Let's go to Vacaville. It's Javier. How's Fedoni laughing? My guy back. Javier, man, where you been at, bro?
Javier.
Where you been at?
Jimmy Ward playing corner again.
Playing nickel to be exact.
I missed you.
I missed you, Javier.
Been busy, teaching, coaching the football team.
Nice.
How's your football team doing?
Football working. We doubled the win total from last year. We rebuilt 2-8, 21, 4-6 this year. But
Nice. Where are you coaching at?
This high school I teach at Army High School. I teach there.
Nice. Okay, nice.
So what do you got?
Joe, I know Butcher's seen the house I bought, so I've been working on that. But
nice.
So let me just start off without any bias. I got to ask the pre and post game host, Mr. Hill. Was that a foul on Herter, yes or no?
It was a foul.
Klay Thompson? Oh, yeah, he fouled him 3 times.
3 times.
There's no doubt. No doubt that was a foul.
Because, on my podcast for our post-game show, we were livid about how that wasn't called. But nonetheless, Golden State has seen, like I said 3 years ago, that they shouldn't have drafted Wiseman. They should have drafted LaMelo. But obviously, it didn't fit with Steph's timeline. It didn't fit with the roster configuration, etc. But at this point, you're just going to have to suck it up and let him develop. And to say, well, go get Miles Turner, go get this. No. Because if you go get Miles Turner and do that, then you're over here flipping a switch on, hey, we're going to have to win everything now, or we're just going to lose the fan base because they're rushing the timeline. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And people are so quick, like you said, instant gratification. Yo, homie, all the fans that like the Warriors right now. Like, listen, you have to understand, when you watch basketball, you cannot stem somebody's growth. You can't rush the process. But Steve Curry needs to make a decision. Either I'm going to give him minutes and let him learn how to play the game, or let him find somewhere else that will let him develop into an NBA basketball player. Because whether people think the Kings are bad, the Kings are not a great team, but they're not what they were with Luke Walton, with Mike Brown. But there's no reason why he shouldn't be getting any playing time in a game like that when the Kings only run one big man out there, Domantas Sabonis. That is a great time for James Wiseman to learn how to play in the interior and see what he can do.
The problem is that it feels like the team and the coach, they're not in a position to do teaching on the floor. That's what it feels like. When you have Steph Curry, and you're hanging on to the last embers of a burning out dynasty, you're clinging to trying to win now. And I don't feel like they can jeopardize minutes. We've come to the point. The inflection point is now. It feels like they cannot jeopardize minutes trying to teach young guys on the fly while also trying to compete and win. They are not top-heavy good enough to be able to do that.
But again, a teacher and teaching minutes is what a coach is supposed to do. And I understand you're trying to get the most out of this dynasty and build the most amount of championships on the totem pole for Steph, Klay, and Draymond. But, again, what are you going to do with James Wiseman in 3 years? Or what are you going to do with him in 3 months?
Yeah, I know. It may move him, Javier. It may move him, Javier. It may go to the G League. I don't know. Javier, call us back, man.
Yeah.
I need a Kings breakdown one of these days. First question. Pre- and post-game show host, was that a foul on Klay? Yeah, he fouled him 3 times.
Hey,
Act the hell up. By the way, since we're here with Klay Thompson and the foul, these referees, Natalie Sago, whatever her name is, Pat Frayer, Matt Kaleo, they're a joke. These NBA officials are destroying the game. All right? It was a clown show yesterday. It was a clown show. Mike Brown's going to get fined so much this year. He said it again last night. We're the Sacramento Kings, and people think they can just blow the whistle against us. These referees are terrible. So it was a foul on Klay Thompson. Game should have gone to overtime. If Horter would have made all 3 free throws, it was a foul.
The final couple minutes was just, you said King's gonna Kings or Kang's gonna Kangs. Or
yeah,
whatever.
I deleted that tweet because that wasn't fair.
Well, but
that wasn't fair. It was more so on fouling at the end. That wasn't fair to KC. That wasn't fair to D'Lo. That wasn't fair to all my Sacramento King fans.
Steph Curry in the corner and the entire bench. It's on top of the Kings bench. They're like, foul. Sabonis is literally screaming to these guys to foul.
Oh, he was getting. I mean, he just watched the game. And we're in the newsroom watching the game, and it's just like, that's a foul. That's a foul. That's not a foul. That's a foul. These referees are a joke in the NBA. Wow. We got bigger issues here. All right, set aside the Warriors for a second. The referees, it's just...
Bonte?
You know what I found out yesterday?
For me as a Warrior fan, referees are 100th on my list of worries.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know what's funny? The NBA right now is in a mess. Adam Silver needs to rein it in. He needs to rein it in somehow, some way. I did not know Kyrie Irving was the vice president of the NBA Players Association.
No, he's not.
I swear to God.
No, he's not.
I swear to God. Look it up. His picture.
I kept seeing graphics, and I know that I got basically duped by the internet that he retired.
No, yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't retire.
Yeah. By the way, this segment is presented by Boxer & Curzon, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping get your workers get their lives back for over 40 years. YouTube is back, and it is humming. The chat is back. I see you guys all in the chat. They are humming right now. We got problems with the Golden State Warriors, but you know what? Who's jumping ship? If you want to go jump ship, go jump ship. I don't care. Little adversity early in the season. You panicking right now?
So you're in the Titanic, even though this is the only scene I already know. You are the band, and you're just going to keep playing.
I'm going to keep playing,
as
baby.
the ship's going down.
I'm going to keep playing, baby. We're going to survive.
Okay.
We're going to survive, folks. Warrior fans, don't forget, Bob Myers and company will figure it out. I got faith in them.
Yeah, I'm going to go more Man of Steel and Lois Lane when she's up in the spaceship and she gets, catapulted out. Right. You got to leave a sinking ship.
Look, you may have to make some moves here sooner rather than later. It's all right. They'll figure it out. It's problem zone.
When was the last time, and here's a question that I have, and we're going to keep talking about this. When was the last time the Warriors made a dramatic move at the deadline?
It's been a long time.
The Bogut move?
It's been a long time.
I can't think of any,
Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
And we didn't even think about it because they were losing.
Was that for that season?
Yeah, they got rid of D'Lo. They pivoted off of D'Lo. And they got rid of Omar Spellman and Jacob Evans, and they go ahead and bring in Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, but
and they got the pick.
It felt like that was for the future, not necessarily. I'm talking about for right now. I'm talking about salvaging the now.
Well, even Bogut wasn't for now because he didn't play that year.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't play.
I mean, man.
So
we've never been at the deadline actively trying to improve the roster that much.
Things change. It's a pivotal point in Warriors basketball. All right, time for the injury report.
It's time for the injury report.
That really hurts.
Brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years.
All right, the 49ers got a bit healthier. We haven't talked about the 49ers. They got a game on Sunday against the Chargers. The thing's on fire right now. I love this. We got adversity. We got a 4-4 team. I believe primed to make a Super Bowl run. We got the Dubs and defending champs at 4-7. I love this. I love it. I don't want to be 11-0. I want adversity. Let's go. Give me some intrigue. Give me some drama. Telling me you're not fired up about the Niners second half run right now?
Read the injury report.
Gosh, Jimmy G is coming for the Chargers on Sunday night. Spadoni. Come on, Spadoni. Wake up. Elijah Mitchell, Colton McKivitz, Azeez Al-Shaair. Their practice windows are open now. Oh. Each of whom is coming off major injuries, a knee injury that is. With the opening of the practice window, Niners can now activate any of those three players in the next 21 days. Mitchell said he expects to be available to play Sunday night against the Chargers.
Go Chargers, go.
Woo-wee. Sunday Night Football. And then you got the Warriors and Kings again on Sunday to go to One Center. Big day in the Bay. All right, the injury report brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years. Here's what's coming up on the game, sponsored by Fremont Bank, full-service banking, no compromises, and vote yes on Proposition 31. We're getting to your calls. George, Tony, Tamir, Austin, getting to all your calls. YouTube, we see you. Twitch, we see you. Xfinity Mobile text line, we see you. What is the biggest issue with the Golden State Warriors right now? What should they do? Should they make a move? Should they pivot off the youngsters? Should Klay go to the bench? Do you blow it all up? What do you do if you're a Golden State Warriors? I want to hear from the fans. 888-957-9570. Your call's coming up.
Football season is here. The new Odyssey app lets you stay connected to your NFL team, your station, your shows. Follow your favorite stations and come back again and again. Get real-time updates on everything you care about. Miss your show? Jump back to their awesome Rewind feature. The Odyssey app is NFL football. Live and on demand. Wherever you are, whenever you want. And did we mention it's all free? Download the Odyssey app today.
What is the best way to deal with triple-digit and below freezing temperatures? Well, you want to keep those things outside. Golden State Window and Door understands the vast range in temperatures across the Bay Area, all our little microclimates. Thankfully, technology and style are ever-changing when it comes to windows, doors, and home siding. With the assistance from Golden State Window and Door, you or your contracted clients can live comfortably year-round. You'll find modern options like Marvin's Ultimate Sliding French Door, which offers space-saving sliding design and is engineered for years of energy-efficient performance. Anderson's A-Series windows offer a wide range of popular designs and are the highest performing weather-tight products Anderson has ever offered. Get inspired by the many possibilities when you visit GoldenStateLumber.com, but click on virtual tours. That's where you can see it all. Then talk with your builder or designer to see what might be a good fit for your home. Serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. Golden State, when you succeed, we succeed.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, have unfiled returns, or are worried about an audit, the IRS is hiring 87,000 new agents to address these very issues. That means if you need to get your tax problems resolved, now is the time to get started. I'm tax attorney Robert Goldstein, and my firm specializes in helping individuals and small businesses resolve their tax problems. We work to stop IRS and state seizures. We may be able to settle your tax debt for pennies on the dollar with an offer in compromise. We prepare your past due returns, even if you have no records, and represent you before the IRS and state in an audit. At the law offices of Robert Goldstein, the consultation is always free, and we have offices located throughout the Bay Area. To schedule your free consultation, call 1-888-TAX-EXIT. That's 888-TAX-EXIT. 888-TAX-EXIT, and make us your last stop.
Tune in to 95.7 The Game for Warriors Live, 60 minutes before tip-off of every Warriors game. Brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity.
Flying Ace, this is Sky Hunter. I've got my compound eyes on the target.
Copy that. You're on his flight path.
I'm going in.
Got him! Nice move, my four-wing friend.
Tasty. That mosquito never saw me coming.
See how dragonflies catch a mid-air meal at Bugs, a new exhibit at the California Academy of Sciences. Explore the secrets of bugs, massive models, and more. Now open. Get tickets at calacademy.org.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you that money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types qualify, including those who took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help your business too. Just go to getrefunds.com and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com. That's getrefunds.com.
The Prophetic Matrix. Unlock the secret code to your destiny. A new revolutionary book by Michael John Toste. The first ebook to make history by being filmed in space. Discover your unlimited future. Get The Prophetic Matrix now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens FindRx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Start shopping today at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We got action in the Bay. We got action. I love it. Warriors beat the Kings last night, 116-113. Steph Curry, he was special. 47 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Steph Curry already through 11 games. He's only played in 10 of them. 8 30-point games in the 10 games that he's played. 8. He's on a heater. He's hit 3 threes in each one of his games, which is the longest such streak to start an NBA season. Last time a player had 47 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, and no turnovers. 1990, Larry Bird.
Oh, Larry Legend.
Larry Legend.
Somewhere Steiny got his wings.
You know who may be a bigger fan is Chris Mullin.
Of what, Larry Bird?
Yeah, he was like, what? When we got the stat, he hits me. He's like, what I've been telling you? He more resembles Larry Bird. Off ball, all ball. He was juiced up about it. I was like, you know what? I'm not mad because as I grow older, I appreciate Larry Bird every single day.
As you grow older and Chris grows older as well, it looks like you're taller than him on television.
Maybe. There may be some, and a little wider, but it's all good. Steph Curry is all-time great last night. They needed it. You know, Game 4 finals, 43 points at TD Garden. It was beautiful to be there. You know, Steph Curry needed to pull that out yesterday, and he would not lose. He picks up the technical. You see them barking. You see him telling Moody, get your ass out of the corner, sprint. That's what leaders do. That's what leaders do. And when you have Steph Curry, you got something cooking here. Do they need to make a move? Do they need to play the youngsters? I have no idea what Bob Myers does. Well, I have no idea. There's a problem with the bench, though, Shasky. There is. So, but for today, winning that basketball game, I feel a hell of a lot better than if they were 3-8.
Well, that's clear. That's obvious.
They were 3-8. We came in this morning. Oh, my Lord.
B, this could all go away 2 weeks from now. We're sitting here, and they go on a little run, and this is all in the rearview mirror. Like, that is definitely a possibility. Just the team that I've watched, what's the record is what, 4-7? 4-7. So they played 11 games. And, Joe, it's a small, tiny little bit of the season. Factually correct. Even the 4 wins. The Laker game, Lakers came storming back in that game. They've had some, nice wins. It feels like they're clinging on for dear life. And I just look at this team and I thought they'd be better overall.
Well, you know what? They could be 7-4. You blew a 4-point lead with a minute left in Charlotte on a Saturday night with the starters in the game. Okay? Starters are in the game. You blew a 4-point lead with a minute left. I'm not blaming the starters for the loss. Bench has got to be better. Mm-hmm. It's the number one issue. I'm saying it. 807, Bonte Hill, alongside Joe Shasky on the Morning Roast, is saying that the bench has to be better. However, you blew a 4-point lead with a minute left against the Charlotte Hornets. They lost in overtime. Miami, I'm not saying the starters, they're to blame. The bench was not good. Miami goes on a 20-3 run in the first quarter. That's a problem. But the fact is, you scored 2 points in the last 503. You scored 2 points in the last 503, and you lost the game. Orlando, the bench was not good. You're up 90-75, rolling in the third quarter. You play some bench guys, things flip. All of a sudden, they go on a 21-6 run in the third quarter, and they go on a 40-18 run overall, and you lose a game in Orlando. But the game was in the balance. Steph turned it over twice down the stretch. We'll get smoked the layup. Klay Thompson had a bad shot. All right? He made a great corner three, but he also missed one. The starters had the game in the balance, so you could easily be 7-4 with all these problems.
But you're not.
But you're not. So now you got to play uphill. And you're playing uphill with a bench that cannot produce.
Well, so to me, again, I want to ask you this the right way, and maybe I'm getting a little in the weeds here. It feels like these two sentences cannot coexist. You reference how great the starters are efficiency-wise, which the numbers tell you that. And then we know simultaneously that the bench stinks. But then you're also referencing that the majority of those starters are still squandering and not executing late in games. How can those two things coexist simultaneously?
Because they can. You see it happen, right?
So
the bench is blowing leads. The bench is blowing leads while the starters are getting you leads. You're getting off the great starts.
Remove the bench.
Scoring is not an issue. But down the stretch, the starters, they scuffled a couple games.
They aren't executing down the stretch.
I feel like they're executing. We could smoke the point-blank layup in Orlando. You could have been up 3. It was 118 to 117.
We're talking about individual sequences.
Draymond also smoked a layup and turned the ball over twice down the stretch in Miami. So some of the starters are responsible.
Okay.
But hell,
that's what I was saying.
But you would be in the damn...
I agree.
You would be losing by 30 if these guys weren't playing.
No, I agree with you. But to say that the starters are fine and everything's all right,
they're fine for the most part. I believe they're fine for the most part.
I still think that it's not as good as we want it to be. Like right now, I'm looking at this team and I don't feel like they're all pulling the rope in the same direction. It just doesn't look good to me. I know we're in every game. A lot of teams in the NBA are in every game. This is supposed to be a championship level team. And that's why I'm judging it on that curve. And maybe that's unfair. Maybe this isn't a championship level team.
It's my fault.
What do you mean?
It's all my fault because I said this team was stacked.
We all did, B. It's not you. We all did.
We all talked about
the coach said this might be the deepest team I've ever had. He doesn't just say things flippantly.
Yeah, and you know what? They're not that deep. Wiseman's unplayable right now.
Yes.
Which is he may be a good player.
Let's start from the top.
He may be a good player.
We do this. We go down to the bottom and we start picking on Ty Jerome's.
I'm not picking on these guys.
I'm saying you. I'm saying people in general. Let's start at the top. Steph's playing elite. Wiggins is playing pretty good. I feel like Looney's playing pretty good, but he's in a lot of foul trouble.
Looney's taking a step back. He's been in foul trouble a lot.
I mean, on my list, you don't think he's in the third best player?
No, Draymond has.
You think Draymond's been better?
Draymond's been really good this season.
Okay.
It's been good.
I lean Looney.
I know it's tough to say because of what happened in training camp, but let's be real. Draymond's been solid.
He had 3 horrific turnovers yesterday. Just throwing it into no man's land that led to 3-point shots.
You don't win that game without Draymond defending Sabonis in the paint.
I mean, that's the quandary of Draymond.
You don't win that game with him defending Fox down the stretch. Draymond's been really good for this team.
So you think he's been better than Looney? Okay, fine. So then you got him higher than Looney. All right. Where's Klay at on this list? Like, I look at the inconsistency of Poole, and Klay's been better than Poole. Much better than Poole. Poole's been horrific. I expected him to be a huge part. Like, at times last year, he was the second best player on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Not for the majority of months, but at times, that guy's nowhere to be found.
He's 5 of 24 from the three-point line over his last 4 games. 5 of 24. He's turned the ball over. Yesterday, he had more turnovers than points. 3 turnovers, 2 points.
My bigger overall point is I look at this team and I go, Steph's playing at a high level. And then it's like a drop-off, and we can pick and choose here. And I think Wiggins is playing at a high level, and it's just, we're like reaching and searching. That's not good enough. So when everyone tells me they got the highest plus-minus, the starters are this and that.
That doesn't matter. The fact is, the starters aren't getting you leads.
I don't think it paints the whole story.
It doesn't paint the whole. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I just laid it out for you. They blew 3 games down the stretch. Now, you can say, well, the starters had to win the game 3 times. I don't subscribe to that. That's stupid. That's fanboy talk.
No.
All right? That's straight up fanboy talk. But the starters have bailed this team out because the bench is not doing a damn thing. They have the worst bench in the league by all the numbers. You want to do plus minus, you want to do efficiency ratings, you want to do... the bench has been the worst in the NBA.
It feels like the 2020 bench, the year that they got into the play-in. I mean, B, I'm looking at it from an IQ standpoint and just like an impact. Kelly Oubre would be a massive upgrade, just going back to that team. You think I say that lightly? I couldn't stand watching Kelly Oubre play. The guy literally passed one time in a 3-week span. I was charting it. All right? Like, so, yes, I know what I'm saying. They have 0 IQ and impact coming off the bench. Right. We're begging for Ty Jerome minutes. And I'm not even ripping Ty Jerome. He's one of their better players. That's an indictment of where they're at.
But think about where they're at with the numbers. If you want to go numbers, best starting 5, worst bench. You got to have some balance.
No doubt.
You got to have some balance. With Steve Kerr, you can't play Steph Curry. Steph Curry, what did he play last night? 40 minutes.
Hey, that's unsustainable.
Steph Curry played 40 minutes.
You're going to wear him down by December 25th.
Right. He played 40. No, he played 38 minutes. Klay played 38 minutes. Andrew Wiggins played every second of the fourth quarter. Klay played every second of the fourth quarter. Draymond Green played 36 minutes. Looney would have played more than 21 had he not been in foul trouble. The bench has to be better, and it starts with Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole has to get going here. You get Jordan Poole going, and I feel a lot better about the squad. All of a sudden, Lamb may be better. You're playing Lamb 16 minutes. You're not playing Wiseman 1 second.
I don't think he deserves to play right now. I can't cape up for someone who can't meet me halfway and show me that he deserves to be on the court. That's where I'm at with him. And like Kuminga, which we were talking about heading into the game, everybody's screaming about Kuminga, which I agree. I like to see Kuminga play, but you're going to see him falter as well. And so you have to live with some of the good and the bad. Yeah. And it feels like to me, not just the fan base, the organization has zero tolerance for the failure portion of it. And they just want to reap the benefits of ascending play. When reality development is not a straight line forward. It's a down, it's up, it's down, it's up, and then maybe you make a leap. Or maybe you never make a leap.
Maybe you don't. Let's go to the lines. Actually, you know what? We'll play this from Steph Curry. On the bench. He discussed it last night. Here's what he had to say.
Again, the story of this team so far is trying to figure out what combination works, giving guys opportunities to go out and play. And I think Draymond talked about it before after one of our road games. They know they need to play better, but we also, as a starting group and the vets, were kind of dropping the ball on some detailed stuff that was kind of trickling into, just the flow of games. And so obviously there needs to be some more consistency. We need to be able to maintain the momentum that we create, especially early in games. I don't know what that's going to look like, and coach is trying to figure that out, but the confidence that we will figure it out is still there. I think that's the biggest thing you have to maintain in the present, because nobody's going to figure it out for us. We have to do it. Guys are going to get opportunities. We have to build individual confidence that when you're out there, you can make plays, you can impact the game. And coaching staff's job, it's us as the vet's job to make sure they know how to do it.
B, I was watching him on the postgame show that you guys had him on right afterwards, where you dropped the Christian McCaffrey line.
I shouldn't. That was silly.
No, that was great.
That was bad.
It was great. I got a good laugh out of it.
That was terrible.
It's hard for me to not see the frustration, even through the smile of Steph Curry.
He's worn out.
That's the big thing for me. Like, Joe, you're overreacting. No. The superstar generational talent, who's the greatest player in Warrior history, is frustrated. So when I see him show the level of frustration and emotional inconsistencies that he never shows, why would I not panic a little? Like, the greatest player I've ever seen play basketball is telling me he's not satisfied.
Yeah, but he's not panicking.
He's saying that.
He's not panicking.
Did it look like that?
Steph Curry's not panicking.
He was on the bench as downtrodden as I've ever seen him.
And you know what he did? Whew. He dropped 47 on our asses.
Yeah, but he also knows that's unsustainable.
17 in the fourth quarter. But so what? He dropped 17 in the fourth quarter, said, I'm going to win a game for us. That's what great players do. Great players don't panic. They say, all right, we got issues here. How do we figure it out? That's what Steph is. He tries to figure it out. He don't panic. So I'm not going to panic. Steph's not panicking. I'm not panicking.
He's just one form of leadership. Kobe Bryant would go to kill someone. LeBron James will throw you under the bus. So,
that's why Steph Curry is the best leader possibly in all the sports, in sports history. Possibly outside of Tim Duncan, maybe the best leader ever.
Bonte, I believe in different forms of leadership. You can disagree. I think Steph's one of the all-time greats. But there's wartime presidents, there's peacetime presidents. Both can be great leaders. Just whatever their environment is requiring of them, they can showcase their leadership in different forms.
Rest in peace to Kobe. He wasn't a great leader.
I don't think that's fair.
LeBron James, not a great leader.
I mean, these guys won ridiculous amounts of championships.
Yeah, thank God he had Dwayne Wade alongside of him to be a leader in that locker room. LeBron James will throw you under the bus so damn fast. Look what they did to Russell Westbrook
last
year.
Was Magic Johnson a leader?
Magic was a leader.
Okay, he threw his coach under the bus.
Magic was a leader.
I mean, everybody's got imperfections on their resume, even the greats, even Michael Jordan.
Well, the coach needed to be checked. Westhead, we've all read the books. We all watch the movies. Westhead needed to be checked. All right, he needed to be checked.
I believe in different forms of leadership. Okay, and not everyone's going to be vocal and scream and call for people. Not everyone, and neither is right or wrong. It's what your team needs at any given time, or what your authentic demeanor is as a person. I don't want you to overstep your bounds. Like Patrick Mahomes, I consider him a leader. At times he's pointing at people. At times he's calm and poised. Tom Brady screaming and yelling. He's the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. Joe Montana didn't really scream and yell at people. There's different forms of leadership.
Here's Draymond on finding rotations. The rotations.
We just got to continue to try to find the right rotations. I'm a starter, and I think my minutes is sustainable. I think that's what you work for. But in saying that, I do understand the big picture and just know that playing 37 minutes a night, 38 minutes for Clay, 38 minutes for Steph, 40 minutes for Wiggs, like that's tough to keep up throughout the season and then get to the playoffs, number one, healthy, and number two, as fresh as you could possibly be. It's tough. And so we did what we had to do tonight because it was very imperative that we came out of here with a win. But we're going to need our guys to continue to get better and step up. And I don't have any doubt that they'll figure it out, or we will figure it out with them.
And here's Draymond on the great plus-minus stat.
I think plus-minus kind of tell you a lot. Sometimes you're kind of an innocent bystander, negatively impacted. Sometimes you're positively impacted. But I think for the most part, it's a stat that tells the truth. Was it good when you were out there or was it not? And I think that's kind of what that stat says. So I take pride in it, a lot of pride in it, because I want to know it was good when I was on the floor, just as a competitor.
What did you make of the long exchange between Draymond and Steph Curry on the floor last night as he was hugging him, and it looked like he was talking into his ear? It was weird.
I didn't see it because we were scrambling, so I'll take you behind the scenes at NBC before we get to the lines again.
I found that odd.
We're standing up like, okay, we know we're going seamless post game.
Yeah.
We're going seamless.
Do you know that you're getting Steph Curry?
Did not know until like we got up on the demo set.
All right.
So that's what we call that area. So we're sitting there, and basically when Fitz signs off, we have 30 seconds. So we're scrambling, right?
Okay.
Make sure I get all the stats down, and all this information.
Button up,
all the stuff, mic up, all the stuff. And then we get up there, and I'm in the intro, and I hear Sakti. When Sakti yells at me, I know he's getting yelled at from the control room. Steph's there, Steph's there, Steph's there. So I'm in my intro, and it's like, oh, Steph, we're going right back to Chase Center. Don't even have time to finish the intro. And boom. And so I didn't see any of that stuff.
Well, he held him. He put it looked like his left arm around him, and he brought him in real close. And it looked like, I don't know if he was saying thank you. I don't know if he was just like, it felt like the exchange for a game in November, and everyone, it's only November.
Yeah.
The exchange was very telling to me. The body language was like, thank God we got this win.
Thank God you
Our
carried us.
souls needed this win. And yes, and thank you for carrying us.
Right.
But it just... That game felt bigger than just some random game 11 in November. That's all I'm saying. The whole thing just feels off.
Well, they needed that.
Yeah.
This team needed that.
Hell
This
yeah,
group
they
needed
did.
that. And again, it's better to study after a win. We've had that conversation with Steph already. We literally did. After what game was that? Miami. Hey, it's a lot of mistakes, but it's fun to clean up the mistakes after a dub than it is a loss. So, you know what? It's the bench is a problem, no doubt. And the two timeline thing that hasn't been done in NBA history. Nobody's really done what the Warriors have done. Now
Do they get credit for doing it last year?
They do, but we all know Kuminga wasn't a factor in the playoffs. We know Wiseman didn't play.
They had moments.
Moody had moments.
I mean, Moody and Kuminga.
Moody had moments in the playoffs. Kuminga really didn't play in the playoffs.
Didn't he play early in the first round?
He really didn't play much.
Okay.
He didn't play much. So, Moody. But you know what? Steph is still Steph.
Of course.
I feel good about that.
Of course.
Clay,
but for how much longer?
Clay, who knows?
And then he rolled his ankle last night. You're thinking,
you got to stop worrying.
No, but I'm just saying, I think every Warrior fan was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
when
and
his
he went out there,
turned.
and he went out there on one ankle and dropped 17 in the fourth quarter.
He's a legend.
17 in the fourth quarter. He gets 3 days off. Ankle's fine. Clay, I love the looks that he's getting. Clay will figure it out. Those shots will start to drop. Until I see it don't over the course of an 82-game season, then I'll stand back and say, you know what, Clay, his better days are gone. His best days are gone. Wiggins is still playing at an elite level, so I feel good about that. Looney will stay out of foul trouble, hopefully, but you got to find something from the bench. Jordan Poole, that's the big key. And I wonder, I actually thought about this last night driving home for the first time all off season. Did they pay Poole too early?
Prematurely?
Should they have waited on Poole?
I mean, look, we had the same conversation about Draymond Green. No, we had the same conversation about Draymond Green. They paid him in the middle of a disaster season when they should have let it play out, and they gave him a $100 4-year deal, $100 million 4-year deal, and it felt like they kind of jumped the gun on that. If they allow Jordan Poole to not get the extension and play it out, what does it look like, B?
He's playing his ass off because he knows he has to get paid.
The punch and everything, maybe he wants out? Does he demand out?
I don't know. He's not playing well. He had more turnovers than points last night.
No, he was horrific.
He scuffled the last 4 games. Friday night against the Pelicans. when Steph and Dre and Clay and Wiggins sat on that bench in street clothes. Jordan Poole did not look good. Over dribbling, barking at refs, letting Alvarado get in. Alvarado was dancing on him. You see Alvarado dancing on him Friday?
Yeah.
Jordan Poole's got to figure this out.
No doubt.
The punch ain't going nowhere. Well, if the punch is a problem, then we need to have a different conversation. And and you know what? Again, you asked me last hour, has anybody ever at work done something to you, verbally abused you?
Or any walk of life.
Absolutely.
And then you've got like your family member or something, and then it doesn't.
And I don't rock with them no more.
Well, there you go.
That's me though. That's me personally. Some people handle things differently. Me, when that happens to me, wash my hands and I move on. I may say what's up to you. I may say hello. May have some small talk. But I ain't rocking with you no more.
You know, we're referencing Poole getting paid a little prematurely, which is a total fair debate, which we should be having right now. We also have just kind of like forgotten that this organization, and I'm not ripping, I want you to listen to what I'm saying here. They paid $80 million for Clay to not play a dribble. All right. And then they paid him a lot of money last year, and he worked his way back in. For them to still win a championship with a guy on a max contract being non-existent for multiple years and then coming back and still working himself in, that's also an outlier. Like, what they did there was tremendous, and I don't think we've really truly understood what they did there. If you tell me player X on the Clippers, on the Lakers, on the Boston Celtics, who's a max player, is out for the majority of the year, working themselves back from a major injury, we write those teams off. So, like, this team has overcome. They overcame a tremendous, but that was a financial situation that would do in almost every other organization in the league were it not for Joe Lacob and this team investing back into the luxury tax and overpaying. So the Poole thing's not great right now, is what I'm saying. They overcame it once. I don't know if you can overcome it a second time, is what I'm saying. If they're not getting the squeeze for the buck on Poole, that could be an organizational downfall.
Well, you know, they won that championship last year, and I'll never forget when Ron Adams told us the day after the championship, we overachieved this year. Because of all those things you just pointed out. Because of all those things. They overachieved. But you know what? They got the championship.
They did.
And so now, how do you put that championship recipe back together? How do you figure it out? Well, it starts at the bench. I think on this team, the bench has to be better. They have to be better. You can't. Every time the starters are coming out, and I gave them a pass. Damn it, last night, Sacramento, it happened right away. 16-2 run to end the first quarter. Right away.
They have no perimeter defense.
So, again, we can't blame Wiseman this morning because he didn't get his sniff last night. Maybe you put him back on, maybe you demote him to the G League. I don't know. All right, your phone calls, we're going to rat-a-tat-tat coming up on the other side. And that's coming up. Sponsored by Vote Yes on Proposition 31 and Fremont Bank. Full service banking. No compromises.
Yes on Prop 31 means protecting our kids from nicotine addiction. Vote yes on 31. Ad paid for by Yes on Proposition 31. Committee to Protect California Kids, sponsored by nonprofit health organizations. Committee major funding from Michael R. Bloomberg.
The holidays are coming, as though that's a big deal. So you should shop at the 95.7 merch shop. Not for other people. Let's face it, if you're listening to us, you don't have any friends. So just buy for yourself. The 95.7 merch shop. It's cheap, and no one will ever see you wear it.
Universal Studios Hollywood is where the holidays come together. We've tested it. Festive food with refreshing Coca-Cola. Family, friends, and fa-la-la. Dazzling lights cranked up to maximum merriment. The Grinch and his dog Max stealing your tree. All the science adds up. It's the awesomest celebration of the season. Save $20 on a Coca-Cola 2-day general admission ticket. Offer ends 12/14/22. Restrictions apply. Details at universalstudioshollywood.com/Coke offer.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Holiday Prep event. Here to help you host the season with offers, in-store workshops, and more.
Oh, great. I may have invited the whole neighborhood for the holidays.
Don't worry, you can do this. To start, IKEA family members save 20% on Venturfent Christmas tree decor and gift wrap.
You are my hero.
Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/holiday prep to get ready and save. Offer valid 11/9 to 11/23/22. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. Restrictions apply.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost. For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
This is your time to cash in at Cash Creek Casino Resort. To rock and to roll. Over the hills and bluffs. Go all out or go all in. With 4 stars and rising stars. Now we do more than ever, so you can do as much or as little as you want. It's your time to cash in at Cash Creek Casino Resort.
Bay Area. Join us at our newest location, Afici, part of the Alexander Steakhouse Group. Afici features contemporary American cuisine in a fine dining setting. The multiple course menu showcases Italian and French-style cuisine while highlighting locally sourced seasonal ingredients alongside some of the best products from around the globe. Whether you choose Afici for a special occasion, holiday events, or a culinary adventure, Afici provides unparalleled service. Head over to 680 Folsom Street, San Francisco for a fine dining experience. Reserve your seats now on AficiSF.com.
It's Pro Time, which means at Lowe's, you're invited to enjoy a Lowe's Pro Happy Hour. Kick back with free Pepsi Cola drinks and Frito-Lay snacks. Plus, earn 3 times bonus points per dollar on purchases of select Pepsi products. Come into Lowe's and get the full MVP treatment at Pro Happy Hour on November 17th from 2 to 5 p.m. While supplies last. Bonus points offer valid 10/27 through 12/8. Calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
This football season, adopt a new tradition that's sure to turn fans into family. The Jim Beam Highball. That's beam and soda over ice with a lemon slice. Share one at the stadium or make one at home. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2022, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
In Oakland, showers by the afternoon, highs in the upper 50s.
Weather brought to you by one thing. Don't buy plastic toys for your pet. Instead, look for natural materials like cotton, rope, wood, or bamboo. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow.
Score big with Xfinity Internet. It's made to do anything, so you can do anything. Supercharge your home with the game-changing speed of supersonic Wi-Fi. With 3 times more bandwidth, it covers the field and then some. And blocks billions of threats with advanced security that helps keep you protected at home and on the go. If you're keeping score, that's internet that does it all. That's unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas.
This is James Wiseman. Now back to the morning roast with Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky.
Big Wise. DNP last night. As Steve Kerr tweaks his rotations, Wiseman did not play alongside JaMychal Green as the Warriors beat the Kings 116 and 113. So we're going to rat-a-tat-tat these calls. By the way, 415ers podcast. If you need some 49ers in your life, join host Evan Giddings and Mark Grandy as they take you through what fans should take away from this week's games and where the Niners rank in the NFL. Follow the 415ers on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. I believe we'll do Baldy tomorrow. Baldy tomorrow. Thumbs up on that one. We'll get Baldy's breakdown. He covered the Chargers and the Falcons this past Sunday, so we'll get a breakdown from Brian Baldinger on the NFL and the 49ers or where they stand. But right now, it's a lot of Warrior stuff.
Barring dramatic improvement across the board, it just feels like to me they're going to have to make a bigger move than anyone anticipated. Like heading into every year, you expect an acquisition, a buyout, something, right? A small little move. This feels like we're heading toward a big move. It just feels like we're trending in that direction.
Maybe.
And I could be wrong.
When you say big, what do you mean by big?
I mean,
what are the core players?
Or 2 of the 3 youngsters at minimum. It just feels like they're doing something here. Like it might be. I don't even consider Rollins and PBJ. I kind of just throw them to the side. I'm talking about Kuminga, Wiseman, Moody. It just feels like some combination of those guys is on their way out the door with something else stapled to it. I don't know what.
Let's go to. There could be a shakeup. It could be. I don't think Clay's going anywhere. I don't think Wiggins can't go anywhere. I don't think Draymond's going anywhere right now. I also don't think Looney. I think they're going to stick with their 5.
They're trading Steph. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Well, if they lost last night, somebody would have thought about it.
No, you know what they were saying? We were 1 ankle turn away from Victor, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah. What's his last name? How do you say his last name? Wembanyama?
I just go with the French Phenom. It's easier.
French Phenom. I like that.
That dude's
So the Warriors would take another skinny 7+ footer.
That dude's making one-legged threes, though.
No, I know. He looks great.
Sick. He looks.
But he'd come to the Warriors and, he can't set a screen for Steph.
Yeah, that'd be tough. George Los Altos, what's happening?
Hey, George.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
I think sending Wiseman down to the G League would be a huge mistake.
Why?
I think any amount of self-confidence that he still has would be destroyed if you send him down there.
So
I think the benefit of having guys like Ron Adams and Andre and Draymond teaching him and the other young guys in practice what they're supposed to do and what they need to do, not the G League. I also think that the days of the Warriors' first unit and solid second unit are probably over. I think Steve is going to figure out rotations, and I think the rotations are going to have to include a blend of the young guys, but with some veterans on the court with them. It's just going to take time. I don't know if you heard that interview that Steve gave last week. He said he was talking to the other coaches, and he said, you know what? We're college coaches again. We're college coaches. These kids didn't have 4 years like David Robinson did and all the other guys that used to come up with back when. They're learning. They're learning. They're teaching these guys, and I think they're going to learn more in practice from our coaches and our veterans as mentors to teach them what to do out there, you guys. And
that's a good point, George. That's a good point. I did see that quote where Kerr said, Duncan and Robinson had the ability to play 4 years of college, and Duncan as a freshman wasn't there yet. Sophomore, he got to be better, got to go against guys like North Carolina, and then smaller schools like Iona or whatnot to go practice their game. They are college coaches and NBA coaches, but this is what the job requires now. We know that. Now, as far as tinkering the rotations, I do want to see Kuminga play with the starters a little bit more. So what does it look like?
Okay, so who's off the floor in that circumstance?
Maybe you tweak it in the second quarter where you're staggering minutes, you're staggering Draymond Green, and you have Kuminga playing with Wiggins and Curry and Clay or Looney. So Steve Kerr's got to figure it out. But my thing is let Kuminga play with the Steph. Let Steph make Kuminga better. You know what I'm saying? Or let Draymond make Kuminga better. We know Draymond can help Steph, but help Kuminga get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, instead of having Kuminga playing with Ty Jerome
I'm
and
with
Anthony
you there.
Lamb, and he's out there on the island trying to make things happen for himself, let him play with the guys who've been there before.
So Dre's your small ball 5.
You could do that at times.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you do run the risk.
And I'm not talking about starting. I'm talking about midway through the game.
The middle through the game. Yeah. Well, it does feel like to me, B, that they've got a collection of 4s who either aren't being played at the 4 or don't recognize that they're a 4. Right. And I'd throw Clay into that bucket. I think at times Wiggins can play a little bit, but Wiggins is more versatile than all these guys. Kuminga feels like a 4. I guess Lamb is a 4 now. Draymond's a 4. Like, they've got a log jam there, and they don't really have any real 5s.
Yeah.
I mean, Looney's a small ball 5, essentially, and I would love for him to... come off the bench, but they need him to start.
They need him to start. You can't start anybody else, or you may start small. You start small, but you're really small, and we see what happens. We see what's happening with Jordan Poole.
And I think the Jordan Poole thing is the most disappointing because in my mind, I was thinking heading into this year, at all times on the floor, Steph or Jordan Poole has to be out there. And yes, they can overlap and play minutes together, but the way that I would try to set up my team is that I'd have Poole or Steph Curry out there at all times. Poole, he's just a shell of who he was.
Borderline unplayable.
He's a shell of who I don't even know what he does well right now besides carry.
Talk to the referees.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be hard on him. He's in a funk right now.
No,
I believe JP will figure it out. But if somebody said, hey, Bonte, is Jordan Poole a one-year wonder? I hope not. I hope not. And then all of a sudden the question starts to come not only about the punch, but also, did you pay him too early?
This happened with Dion Waiters in Miami. This happened with Duncan Robinson, where guys, what's his face? What's the big man? Come on, what's the big man? Hassan Whiteside.
Hassan Whiteside,
you know, guys have a really nice year, and you don't have many other better options, and you overrate what that guy does for you, and then they come back the next year and they disappoint. Big time disappoint. This happened for Miami multiple times, and it's kind of clogged their growth as an organization because now you're sitting on a contract no one else wants.
No doubt. No doubt. Again, the starters, I think, will figure it out. Because the playoff, like, if you get to the playoffs, right, and we're going to get to calls in just a second. When you get to the playoffs,
you're going to get...
The pace does slow down.
Yes.
It's not going to be a lot of up and down, unless you're just that slow and you get blown off the court. I mean,
who of the great teams right now in the West, the good teams in the West, who plays at a pace that's like backbreaking? Yeah, like Luka's slow. Luka's leading the league in scoring.
Isolation.
You know, yeah, it's like
Memphis may be the one.
Yeah,
even
Memphis gets out.
Though,
no.
Yeah, they get out and run.
But they even want to go jog, get out of my way.
Denver gets out and run. Denver's a team.
Yeah, but I also think of Jokic as a guy who's going to walk the ball up the court himself.
No doubt.
At times.
He'll torment you, though, in the half court.
Sleeping on Utah, gentlemen.
Utah first place in the Western Conference right now.
It's insane.
League pass.
It's insane. Danny Ainge done it again.
Dude, they dropped 139 on the LA Lakers last night.
Is D Wade still a minority owner?
Yep.
For them?
THT, balling for the Jazz.
Speaking of getting paid prematurely.
Let's go to Tony in Santa Rosa. Tony, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
What up?
You know what? As far as barely beat the Kings, but I'm glad we got the W. Hopefully we can ride this a little momentum into something. I mean, they didn't play fully defense, but it's glad to see them playing some kind of defense intensity in the fourth quarter. And as far as Wiseman goes, I mean, I'm still going to keep the faith in James Wiseman. Hopefully he learns something. Hopefully he can learn how to block, man. If you're going to get a foul, at least block, man. This two arms in the air, it doesn't work in the NBA, man. These guys are too fast, they're too strong. They get in your body, get the foul, and they make the basket.
Well, last night
they can figure out.
Last night was an example. There's a couple examples. Getting vertical. Draymond Green got a charge on Sabonis. Yep. Kevon Looney. Certain guys get away with more contact and get the benefit of the doubt. Wiseman's nowhere near that.
To the trade Draymond Green crowd after the incident in training camp, where would this team be without Draymond Green? Oh, my God.
Well, defensively, they take a huge step back. But once again,
Draymond's playing good basketball. He's lost a step, but he's playing some damn good basketball right now.
The question has never been, is Draymond good? The question is, does all the other stuff outweigh the good? And right now, I'm looking at the chemistry, and I'm saying, it's hard for me to not look at Draymond Green and go, how much of this is on that punch? And I just think that's a fair speculation to make.
No, it is fair. It's fair. But Draymond's playing well. It's not affected him. He's played some damn good basketball.
Yeah, but he's not an individual salesman. He has to work within the fabric of the unit of a team.
He does, but that starting unit, he's working well with them.
Somebody texted this in. No, I know, but someone texted this in. I found this interesting. They went on their first big road trip as a team since the incident, and they went on an 0-for-5 streak.
Yeah, I mean,
coincidence, correlation, randomness.
Well, here's the deal. We all know at home, role players, quote unquote, play better, right?
Yes.
For Orlando and Detroit, and Mully's always says this, and I infest this, Darrell, all these players, and it's true. Bad teams are going to win their games at home. Bad teams are going to win at home. Bad teams, if they're going to win a game, it's going to be at home. They're not going to win it. Like Orlando's not going on the road beating anybody. Not right now. Detroit's not going on the road and beating anybody. They may play it tough, but they're not winning the game. But at home, knowing that the champs are coming to town, it's a game to make a name for ourselves. So you add that to the fact that the bench is not playing well for the Golden State Warriors, and they're coming out attacking team. They're coming out attacking the Warriors. But at the same time, the bench is coming in, and their youngsters in Orlando and Detroit and Charlotte are a lot farther along than the youngsters here at Golden State. It's a perfect storm for a loss.
Well, and then I buy that on the road.
rhythm-
I buy that on the road. But then
Yeah.
why aren't the Warriors role players even looking remotely competent at home?
They were against Miami. They were looking all right against Miami. After the Miami game, we were feeling really good about James Wiseman.
Yes.
10.6 rebounds against Miami.
It's never been just about him.
No, it
Jamaica
hasn't.
Green,
But
DiVincenzo, we have
but
not felt good about from the beginning.
We were feeling okay.
Yeah, the road trip definitely
knocked some things out.
Submarined everything.
But you know what?
But there were still lingering issues, little ones.
No doubt.
Now it feels much more glaring.
Let's go to Diamond in Oakland. Diamond, what's happening?
Hey, Diamond.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Hey, man, you guys make my morning every single morning.
Thank you.
Dante and Shaq.
Thank you.
Hey, I was looking at. I think Poole just need to figure out his game all over again, because with the recent carrying calls, I think it's really got into his head. He's on. He's starting to look real Ben Simmons-ish. If that's a word.
Let's hope that's not the case.
Oh no.
Because even when he had open layups, I mean, he throw it away to the outside. He don't even look to make a shot anymore. You know what I mean? But I really think, because what made Jordan Poole was the carrying calls, if you really want to think about it. Without all his moves was carrying. So by him, I think he had to refigure his game all over again, because the whistle's going to be blown on him all the time. Because the hesitation, the hezzies and all that, that's out of his game now.
The hezzy is out. You're right.
The hezzy is out. And then we got a problem then. If Poole can't beat a Poole, we got a problem. We got a problem with Jordan Poole. We got to figure it out. That's the number. That should be the number one thing on the whiteboard today. And I'm no coach.
No. But so here's what I'll give you a solution, and I'm not pretending to be Steve Kerr. But Bonte, if that's a problem, if his dribbling is a problem, then you need to play him alongside Steph Curry at times, so that you can get his confidence back, where he's playing off ball and he's catching and shooting. You need to run specific pin downs for him to come off of staggered screens, so he can catch and shoot. You got to get him going. And if it takes a step back in terms of him as a ball handler, and he plays off ball, and you just have to sacrifice some of the defense, and so be it.
Tamir in Oakland. Tamir, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, guys? You guys are all saying great points as always, but I'm going to go, I know the young dudes in the bench are struggling, but do you think that, since the NBA, we've been running the same offense a little bit, that they may have caught up? Because like Joe, you said earlier in the show that teams are getting more athletic and more, understanding and doing stuff, that they know when Steph's about to do a pass and cut, if they're long and athletic against our wings, which, some of our young dudes, like Joe said, doesn't have the IQ of the other players. If they're knowing the offense, I love Steve Kerr, I think we just got to do a little couple tweaks, and instead of saying, our young dudes aren't ready and all that stuff, the great coaches, you got to adjust to those young players' strengths.
I do.
Put it into your system on the bench instead of making them try to play like Steph and Clay.
Let me say this, Tamir. Thanks for the call, Tamir. I do think offensively they're fine. They're scoring at them. They're the top 5 in most offensive categories when it comes to starters and most of the team. Defensively, it's the problem. I don't know, everybody in the league runs the same. They know what the motion offense
but it does
is. They
feel
know what
like
their horns,
they're
their
connected.
split action.
Their lack of potent offense has fueled how bad their defense is.
They're lighting up the scoreboard.
Are they?
They're lighting up the
because
scoreboard.
I'm looking at...
They're number 1 in points per game.
Well, they're playing catch-up.
But they're number 1 in points per game.
I don't know, B. I'm looking
saying?
at their offense. When was the last time you saw a video of both Curry and either Poole or Clay coming down off of 2 down screens the way we glorified that play over and over and over and over again? I don't see that play. Where's the high-low play? Where Draymond throws they double Steph at the top of the key. They did it last night for 1 bucket to Moody, and then you drop it to Draymond. He starts going downhill. Boom, he hits a cutting player who jumps up in the air for a dunk or a backdoor layup. Some of the staples of their offense feel like they've been snuffed out.
Yeah, well, I think the bench makes it look like that. The offense is fine. Look at the points per game. Points per game in the NBA. Warriors are 4th in the league.
What's their shooting percentage?
4th in the league.
What about their raw shooting data?
Shooting percentage.
Where do they land in
shooting percentage? Warriors are 8th in the league.
8th. Interesting. It's better than I thought.
Yeah, 47.5%. Behind Brooklyn, Boston, Cleveland, Orlando, Dallas, New Orleans, and Denver. Points per game. They're 4th. 117.3. The leaders are the Pelicans, 118.5. So offensively, I think they're fine offensively.
If I removed Steph Curry from that equation, would you have the same?
Well, I mean, it's like saying you remove LeBron James from the Lakers.
Well, they're still terrible.
Remove Kevin Durant from the Brooklyn Nets.
Well, they're a terrible team.
Remove Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks.
He's their entire offense.
Remove Jokic from the Denver Nuggets.
No, but the whole point of the Warriors every year was like strength in numbers, and we're going to do this collectively and all that. Like, I get what you're saying. I'm saying, like, I look at the Milwaukee Bucks right now, and if I remove Giannis, they still have other guys. Feels like
you remove Giannis, Milwaukee's not 9-1.
Of course,
yeah, their offense is going to look clunky.
I thought they're 9-0, but anyway, whatever.
They lost last night.
I didn't even. I missed that. I was asleep. Yeah. But, like, yeah, of course it's going to look clunkier, but they still have other guys who could step up. Middleton's still a very efficient.
Middleton hasn't played yet.
I'm saying in general,
Yeah,
Middleton's
I
still
hear
a
you.
very efficient player who you can give the ball to late in games and he can create shots.
They're still not going to win many games, though. They're still not. The point is
about
winning.
offensive
efficiency. Milwaukee's not going to be as efficient without Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, last year Jokic didn't have Jamal Murray, and Porter Jr. was a shell of himself physically, and he still was an MVP.
Jokic is one of the 5 best players in the league.
I know. It just feels
you
like
take certain players away, of course it's going to look clunky. Steph, it's been proven in years. Even when Kevin Durant was here, the Warriors couldn't win without Steph.
No one's
Kevin
doubting
Durant-
Steph's greatness.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's what I'm
saying the rest of
saying.
the team's not good enough.
Right. Kevin Durant was here, and they couldn't win games without Steph Curry. Steph Curry's one of one.
Yeah. Yes. No one is debating that.
Gabe and Hayward. Gabe, what's happening?
Good morning.
Morning.
Long-time listener. Appreciate you guys taking my call.
Thank
I've
you.
got a theory on what is wrong with the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
So I believe that Draymond Green not being a part of the future plans of the team is weighing on the locker room chemistry immensely. So you look at Andre Iguodala on the bench getting the Haslam treatment, and then even the team sticking by Clay, paying him $40 million for 2 injured seasons in a row. But yet there's no dedication, no commitment to Draymond. And I believe for this team to move forward and be connecting on all fronts, that they need to offer him a small contract or at least show some dedication to him so there he can mentor these younger players.
He is mentoring the players. Gabe, he has been.
Well,
I want you to finish your call.
He was the same guy, Draymond Green, who got mad at Kevin Durant for not committing to the team. So that seems a little.
Yeah, Gabe, go ahead, finish. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a one and done for him. So these players aren't going to be on his team next year.
Well, he's
Why
got
is
a
he
player
gonna
option.
All this energy into bringing up these younger players, putting them under his wing, if they're not even going to be a part of the same team next year.
Yeah, he's got a player option though, so he can pick up the option and come back for $27.5 million. Not a bad life. Not a bad life.
Yeah, but if you know everybody doesn't want you there, I mean, so that's the thing we don't understand. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know that. We don't know that. Maybe Steph realizes, man, I need Draymond. We need Draymond on this team.
Who knows what Steph's thinking? I just know that I looked at his face last night and he looked completely frustrated, even though he was having an epic night.
Here you go, Nick, YouTube. I've listened to the game for about 5 months. I've never heard a Sharks mention. I'll give you a Sharks mention like I did yesterday. I went to the game Saturday. We got free tacos because the Sharks scored 4 goals. But they lost the game 5-4. Unlike when it was 4-2, they lost in overtime 5-4. There's a Sharks update. They're one of the worst teams in the NHL. They have cool jerseys, and the tank is a lot of fun. Let's go to Brian in Palo Alto. What's up?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, I mean, I think it's the Draymond, the punch thing, I think it's overblown at this point. I mean, you have most of the roster, most of the people on the active roster are not playable NBA players right now.
Right.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
The most surprising to me is, I mean, JaMychal Green is a corpse, right? I mean, he has nothing. He's like Walking Dead. It's like he is awful. I mean, he has nothing left. And people say, "Oh, well, DiVincenzo's been hurt."
He stinks.
Man, it didn't look like he had it at all. And so, like when you take that and you say, "Okay, now you have those guys. Iguodala is not ready." And now you have a real depth problem on the team. Those veterans had to at least be competent, and not the case to this point. And obviously, Poole not either. So, yeah, I mean, to me right now, I've been a Draymond critic for forever, And like, I can't envision him not being on this team. I cannot envision him not being on this team.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, thanks guys. Appreciate
No problem.
it.
Good call, Brian. Rat-a-tat-tat. Dre, Val, and Austin. We'll start with Austin, and then I'm going to end the call with something that's going to piss me off, which seems appropriate. I like walking out of the studio pissed off. Austin, what's happening?
Not much. Hey, look, there's positives and negatives in this last game. It was the team turnovers, and that had to do with the starters. And then, let's just not go past that Lamb guy. I was like, who's this Lamb guy? He actually, he out there fighting. He's fighting with them. But you don't see Moody and Kuminga fighting. He's fighting for his rotation spot, and I think he deserved that. Good thing, what's his name? Got in foul trouble.
Looney
got in foul trouble. Lamb showed what he can do. If he can get his footwork, get control of his body, and knock down an open little shot or whatnot, and attack the paint, I like that rotation with him.
No doubt. Your buddy Rocco, both our buddies, texted us about Carmelo Anthony. I was with that before the season, watching this team play defense. Oh, no, to Carmelo Anthony. Oh, no. You're going to talk about a shot. You get the ball to Carmelo. He's going to be shooting. You're mad at Clay.
I'm not mad at Clay, but no. See, I think that's the misnomer. I'm not mad at Clay, but what I'm saying is, and Carmelo's a great example. Like, right? If I said to you, what does Clay do? The defining traits of what he does really well right now, you would categorize, and do not lose your mind when I say these names: Carmelo, Kyle Korver, etc. His game is trending more in that direction than it is two-way stopper, which is what made him so unique. That's what made him great. If you're just a chucker and you're going to be a three-point spot-up shooter, there's lots of guys who do it. Now, I still think he's a better shooter than those guys that I mentioned. But what I'm saying is that what made him so unique and so great wasn't just the shooting. It was the combination of the movement off ball. It was the combination of the defensive versatility from 1 through 4. That's what made him Klay Thompson.
No doubt.
So, and everyone, he's Klay. He'll do this. He's going to have moments. He's going to have games. He'll have a game. I guarantee it. He will have a game in the near future where he goes for 25 or 30 points, and everyone's going to come flooding down saying, see, he's back. And I'm going to be like, no. Offensively, he's going to have his moments. He's going to have times where he looks great. And from possession to possession, he may get a steal like he did last night. Open court, wide open steal. And he just whiffs the layup. Like, he's not the same. And that's not ripping. It's just his role's evolving.
We're looking at all these other teams, Phoenix. They all have the same problems. They always have that one player who's going to be on one night and off one night.
No doubt.
And I would rather have Klay Thompson in that spot. I would rather have Klay Thompson in that spot.
Yeah, but are they... Their bench isn't carved out. It feels like we've carved out a role for Klay that he can't deliver on, and there's no backup. Like, perimeter defense right now is an issue. We all agree. We could point to GP2, but we expected Klay to be a little better coming back off that injury. And Moody's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be. JP has not taken any step forward as a perimeter defender at all. So they're really deficient in those areas.
Let's go to Val. 30 seconds, Val, and then we're going to go to Dre. Val, 30 seconds. What's going on? What's up?
Hey, Bonte. Hey, thanks for taking the call. Real quick question. I think what's missing is a defensive anchor that they thought Wiseman was going to be.
Yep.
So, quick solution.
Yes.
Wiseman, Tyrone, and one more piece, or maybe Moody for Miles Turner. What do you guys think?
It's an overpay for Miles Turner because he's a free agent at the end of the year, but I hear what they're saying.
Yeah, you may have to do it. Dre in San Francisco. Dre, what's happening? Last call of the day. Please don't tick me off, Dre. Don't tick me off, Dre.
Okay, So this is the shift, right? We know that Klay's confidence is hurt. I also, watching the second team, know that Poole, every time he tries to drive the ball, he doesn't really have many outs. Shift Klay to the second team. It'll help reinstill his confidence. It'll give Poole another asset to get the pressure off him because people will start putting more pressure on Klay, which will free him.
Let me ask you this. Who do you start in place of Klay?
It doesn't really matter because Steph is way more seasoned.
No, it does matter.
No, you need to have a defender in.
It does matter. You have Draymond and Looney, 2 non-scorers, and Andrew Wiggins. You need some. Who you're going to start, Dre?
I would start Moody before I start Poole because of the defensive liabilities. And then now you're taking a proven shooter off the floor, which creates spacing problems. It's not a like for like.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to take a knock here. The question is, how much of a starting unit knock are you willing to sacrifice to improve the clearly awful bench?
So basically, you're going to run pick and rolls with Steph and Wiggins. Steph will get suffocated, and you got Draymond, Looney, and Moses Moody. 3 non-scorers in the starting lineup.
B, if you're going to stick with the roster that you have now, you owe it to yourself to try something different.
I'm not with that one. I wholeheartedly disagree. Let's